morning, welcome to the Sewing Quarter with me, Vicki Gordon. It's great to be back here, great to be back. I've had the most crazy couple of hours here. It's been absolutely manic preparing for today's show because we've got so much going on, so much going on. So, shall we see how this Friday is shaping up? Have a look at today's menu. So, Jess is here with us, 8 AM. We're going to get gardening with all of your gardening essentials. At 9 AM, Quilt As You Go, which I know, backed by popular demand, always very, very popular and has been since the start of the channel. But we've got such a wide selection of Quilt As You Go, so stay tuned for that at 9 AM. 10 AM, Jess is back with another huge weekend bag, the carry-all bag at 10 AM. And 11, stock up your workroom with must-have gadgets. So if you want to get in touch with us today, do you know what? That is what has kept me so relaxed being here at the Sewing Quarter. I'm brand new to this. I'm not pretending to be some expert. I'm learning and I'm loving learning. I've been at my sewing course and I know that Jess has already offered to teach me how to make loads of different things. So get in touch with me, your wise words of wisdom, your hints and tips, and of course send in your pictures, send in your makes. We want to hear from you. So the way to do that, if you want to do photographs or you want to do long messages, then do it via email, studio@sewingquarter.com, studio@sewingquarter.com. Or, of course, if you're watching online, if you click on the top where it says watch, there you go, then scroll down and you will see the little message, the studio box on the right-hand side. Oh, keep it short and sweet because it's like Twitter used to be. You only get a few, I don't know how many characters, 100 and something characters. So send that through. If you're logged in, it's free to log in. And that will go straight through to Hannah, my producer, Hannah. Now, everything that we are airing today in today's show will then be underneath. So as we scroll down, these are some of the products from yesterday. So as the show progresses, you'll see Hannah will load all of the items up onto the website, so you're not going to miss anything at all. So we want to hear from you. I hope that makes lots of sense. If you were there at the sewing show yesterday at the NEC, hope you had a brilliant time. If you're there this weekend, I was there yesterday as well, and it was packed. So John's there today again. Right, today, our gardening showcase, this first hour. Of course, it is hopefully going to be spring soon. They're saying it's going to snow again this weekend, but hopefully it will be spring and we'll be out in the garden. I'm so excited to get my garden started. So you've got instructions. In fact, we'll show you an image of all of the different things that you can make with this instruction kit. So you've got the kneeler, you've got a gardening bag for all of your tools, and also I love that lovely little gift as well, almost like that bunting. And I know Jess has been hunting around the park to find a lovely twig to hang it on. She hasn't brought it with her though to show us, but if you have got a chance to do the embroidery, that is such a beautiful gift as well. I suppose with the Father's Day coming up or Easter, these are going to be lovely ideas. So, the different bundles that we have are awesome as well. This one's beautiful. But this one was actually originally from the magazine. You obviously know Jess already from Simply Sewing. And this is one that she's actually made from Simply Sewing. But we've teamed it with some beautiful different bundles. So today, she's actually going to be using this one, which we love. This is the Harvest Wood Dashwood fabric. You get 1.5 meters in each bundle. And I just love this because how beautiful would this be to fussy cut? And in fact, Jess will show us in a bit some of her embroidery that she's added to the bunting, and that will look lovely with the squirrels. And everybody loves calico. We've got 1.5 meters of calico as well. We do have it by the 0.5 meter. We'll get very, very excited about the calico, so you can actually get that individually as well. But in the bundle, we bundle them together with your instructions and your thread. Instructions are brilliant because you get the instructions for all 3 projects. And it is step-by-step, comprehensive instructions. Now, we were saying, are you going to be able to make just the bag with this bundle? And Jess assures us, no, if you are careful with your cutting, you'll be able to make the lot. And there's actually still fabric left over. So there's the whole bundle, the beautiful Dashwood squirrel fabric. the calico, the instructions, and the thread. So let's go for this one. I know that Hannah's favourite colour is the ochre, and this is the owls, which has been so popular once again. Look at that, 1.5 meters, dashwood fabric. This bundle as well, we again have teamed up with the calico. 1.5 meters of calico. Extra wide calico, extra wide calico. So you've got 1.5 meters, the thread and the instructions as well, all in that bundle. Just $29.99. There it all is. I like these instructions as well, just to keep, because they're really nice quality. They're really nice quality, and they're so comprehensive that you've got all the different projects. Let's go on to this one. So this is your saffron. $33.99. That is a lovely accent as well from our producer Hannah. The saffron. $33.99. Once again, 1.5 meters of each fabric, which is tons and tons, oodles and oodles of fabrics. That is bundled this time with the canvas, the cotton canvas. $33.99, 1.5 meters. Once again, this is wider. This one is wider. And that goes as well with the thread and your instructions. Yeah, that's lovely fabric, isn't it? And if you're cutting correctly, if you make sure you make the most of your cutting, then you will have fabric left over. Right, this one. Feel the difference. 100% premium cotton as well, so 100% machine washable. This is perfect for the garden, isn't it? That is, I think, the one that's going to suit the gardening theme perfectly. $36.99. That's art gallery fabric. And that is, again, teamed with the cotton canvas. It's lovely. $36.99 with the greens and the green thread. This bundle is very limited. This one is probably the most limited. And I've got a feeling, because of the Barry J fabric, it's going to be popular. We don't have much of it. Very garden-inspired. Lovely, perfect for the garden. So the back, the kneeler, and the bunting as well. Now, I just want to mention, before we go over to Jess, because we've got a lot to do this hour, we are selling the calico by the 1/2 meter. I know a lot of you have been waiting for the calico by the 1/2 meter. So we are going to, I believe, run the graphics that you can have this. So this is 1.5 meters, but Jess is going to talk to us about this because she said it is so useful. To be honest, it's not really that inspiring to look at, is it? But it sells so fast because you're going to use this for so many of your projects, Now, the width is 162 centimetres, whether you use it for red work, your embroidery, backings. Oh, you're going to use this for so much. I know if you're practicing. For your what? I thought you said he uses this when he twirls with his dressmaking. For your twirls with your dressmaking. John Scott would love this. There you are. So that is for sale by the 1/2 meter. It's always very popular. It's only just back in, so I'd be very careful. That's, I think, going to be an early sellout. Right, I will take all of them over to Jess. And an instructions. No, hello, Jess. Good morning.
Morning.
Lovely to meet you.
You too.
How are you?
I'm fine, thank you. Morning,
We've
everyone.
had a manic morning, haven't we?
We have. It's been a bit mad, but it's been fun.
Okay, so gardening. Now, we have got 2 bags to make today, but I love that we've got the accessories with this instruction.
Yes, this one I think is, I can't remember which issue of Simply Sewing it's actually in. When we were talking about it, me and Rebecca Reed, could also, it was designed as a gardening bag because you can put all your stuff in, all your tools on the outside. You've got a strap so you can carry it around, and you can put it on the ground, whatever you actually want to do.
Also a knitting bag.
Also, yeah, craft bag, because it's got all the pockets. You can put all your stuff in. It's really handy sort of one to carry around. For that sort of fans blowing my instructions everywhere. So it's a sort of a multi-purpose bag. And with the fabrics we've actually teamed it with, as the calico is so wide, you do have, I actually did the lining in the calico as well.
Right.
This sort of main piece here is actually calico. The actual banner is calico, and there's enough calico and squirrel fabric, I love the squirrel fabric, left over to make a kneeler and other bits.
So you got very excited about this squirrel fabric.
Yeah, I love squirrel. Well, we'll go for that in a bit because I love the squirrel fabric. It's really, really cute. So there we are. This was actually made with fabric, which I think it's a linen mix, but I'm not too sure. I think it's a John Lewis one, which I don't think they have anymore. I'm not too sure.
No, we don't have that.
No, we don't have this one. But it's the same sort of weight as the canvas over there. Okay. So it's really, it's a nice mix.
So we know it's going to work.
It will work. It will work.
Okay, so the instructions as well. The bundle that you're working with is the squirrel.
The squirrels. I love these squirrels. I mean, they're just gorgeous, aren't they? And we can fussy cut them. We can talk about fussy cutting as well. So yes, this gorgeous squirrel print. I'm not sure, is it Art Gallery? I'm not sure who it's by.
Dashwood.
Dashwood, that's it. It's really, really cute. I think I worked on I was looking at this little print, reminds me of one I did a little while ago. So I think we might have some of the range in stock as well, which goes with it. But I think it's a really, really pretty fabric. And it works really well with the calico. As you said, I love calico. We use calico a lot at home because it is such a cheap fabric to use. The kids could use it. We use it at school. It's really, really nice piece of kit to have because it's enormous. 160 is really, really wide.
Is this half a metre in front of us?
No. I mean, that will be,
this is half a metre.
Let's have a look. So, and you get 1.5 metres, don't you? You get loads. So you can see how wide it is.
That's in the bundle, but we have actually got it by the half metre.
So that's a metre, isn't it? Is that a metre or a metre? Yeah.
That's a metre.
So, and you get more. It's massive. It's absolutely massive.
So you get 1.5 metres in the bundle, but we are offering it as in the half metre units, increments as well. So that is actually going across the bottom now if you just want half a metre.
Yeah, and you think a half metre for £1.99.
And you say, I mean, you use this at home a lot. You've always got.
Yeah, I've always liked the idea of, we always have oilcloth because we have small children and I have a table I like. But also, this is great fun to put on the table and the kids get all the pens out and we're doing sort of, pens that you can fix on paper, on fabric. It's really, really nice.
Okay, so
there we are.
Hang on. Just because there's a lot of people on the phone line, Hannah's telling me, just a stock warning, that calico by the half metre, about 100 units have already checked out.
Wow.
So if you do want to buy the half metre, it's only just come back in. It's only just come back in. It is in 2 of the bundles today, but if you do want it just on its own by the half metre, be quick. Most people are buying multiple units. So, I mean, that is going to be popular. If you've got it in your basket, then check out. We've got hundreds and hundreds. Don't worry, don't panic. But already 100 have checked out, and it's already 15 minutes into the show.
Then.
Okay, sorry, Jess.
So we thought we're going to talk about all 3 aspects of this. Whenever you look at a pattern and you read instructions and you look at images to get an idea of what they're actually what we're actually talking about as sort of designers, sometimes you might think, I can't visualize how that will work. So I'm concentrating on the actual part of the bag is how to actually make the pocket. The rest of the bag is a very simple sort of circle, so your standard sort of fabric bin, as it were. But the pocket, as you can see, has got sort of pleats on the outside. So I thought I'd talk today about how you actually do that.
Is that going to be probably the trickiest part of the bag?
It's not even tricky. It's really simple. It's just, I'm not sure how that works. So talk about it. So what you actually do, it tells you in the instructions. Mine are not particularly pretty to look at, so I don't know if you've got the nicer ones there. We can.
So they're the pockets.
They're the pockets.
There we are.
A lot of the fun with designing these things is working out the maths to how it actually works. I love doing things like that. Right. So let's just grab these. These are the much nicer ones. Oh, they're all glossy and gorgeous. So I'll move mine to one side. So it tells you in the instructions. We'll just go through them very quickly. This is the bag ones, all beautifully colours. They really glow, don't they?
It's lovely.
So it's got all the instructions and the images you should need to refer to the instructions. Then we've got the lovely banner, which I've actually embroidered on calico, and you'll see that's really good fun. Yeah. And then we've got the kneeler, and then right at the back, we've got the banner template. So really easy. I would always photocopy, other than just cut straight away. You don't want to waste it, do you? It's a really nice kit.
You can use this and use this. Exactly.
So photocopy it and then join the bits together, and you'll get something that looks a bit neater than that.
Just keep hold of that.
You just keep hold of that. So so
we will come back to that one. We're going to look at that in detail. So the pockets.
So the pocket. So the actual pocket, in the instructions, it tells you, it tells you, to actually cut your outer, which is this bit here, to, this bit, 90 wide. So that's one way around. You can just go over it. 90 wide by, I think it's set it to 25. There we go. So, and then mark it. It tells you to actually mark it. You can see it's been marked in 11 centimeters. Where are we? I'm doing it the way around. I'm upside down looking at it which way around. What's that going to be in centimeters? What are we? 4, 5, 5, 5. I'm trying to work it out. Yeah, I'm trying to work. That's not 12. What is that? That's 15, isn't it? 16. That's 16. Sorry, that should be. No, hang on a second. I'm just working it out. 15. My brain has died.
It's early in the morning.
Hang on a minute. Let me just have a look. I think I might have. I came here this morning and this lovely pen, which I use on everything, this one, fades.
Yeah.
So I'm just trying to work out where we go. Hang on, where are we? 12, 23, that's 20. I think that's not 27, that's 23. There we go. My brain went, what? Okay. So bearing in mind, this has got a centimetre seam allowance. So you take away a centimetre, so that's actually 11.
Right.
Although it says 12. And then you add 11 along, all the way along. So 12 plus 11 is 23, 34. 45 is the halfway point, because half of 90 is 45.
Not 46? Oh, no, that is 45.
Yeah, and you go, so you actually mark it up with 11 centimetre increments on here, okay? Bearing in mind you've got your centimetre seam allowance on the side. So that's that one.
Very clear on the instructions, isn't
it? It's really clear, but you think, to mark these points, you're thinking, I don't understand. So I've got them on there so you can see them.
Okay.
And then on our lovely squirrel pocket, it tells you, if you have fabric which is wider than 130 wide, which is unusual, then you can cut it in one piece. If not, cut it in two pieces, which are 66, join them together, which makes 130 with your 1 centimetre
Yeah, your dashboard will need to be joined.
Yeah. So, and what that actually means is your middle point goes there, because that's the halfway point, because that's 45. Then it tells you in instructions to fold over your top edge, your top edge by 1 centimetre and then 1 centimetre again, and then top stitch. So I always, when I'm doing anything like that, is draw a line where it needs to be the top fold. So I know that, because it's, when you're ironing fabric, it's very sort of, I know that we have, and I think John's really keen on it, I can't remember what it's called. It's like a marking, I think it's about this size, and it's like a sort of a plasticky marking guide thing where you can fold things over and iron and get that perfect line. I'm sure that Hannah will tell you.
There's so many gadgets.
Yeah, it's all Hannah will tell you what it's called. I think he did it the other day, and he absolutely loves it. It's one of his favourite gadgets. But if not, I draw a line, and then with my iron, try not to burn my fingers, fold that over. So that's then been top stitched. That's your top pocket. And then the guide tells you to actually mark points every 16 centimetres. So we start at 17 because we've got a 1 centimetre seam allowance, and we go all the way along. And if you do all of that, you'll end up with your middle point is 65, which lines up with that. And then you've got an equal distance on that side as you have on this side. Then what we do, you mark on here, it says mark the 5.5 centimetre and 10.5 centimetre. This sounds really complicated. It isn't when you read the instructions and when you start doing it. Points between those two lines. Those are actually your fold pleat points. So when you actually join your bag together, you fold one pleat point here. Imagine this is stitched here. We'll do it in a minute as well. So those are stitched like that. So you end up with a loop.
Hang on, sorry, we're just going to try and show you.
So I'll just pin that very quickly so you can see what I'm talking about before I actually start stitching it. So just imagine this is actually going to be on that side there. And we'll do this to talk about it. Then this is the line here. The 17 needs to line on top of your 12. And that is the point.
That you get your pleats.
Yeah. You actually stitch that to there, and you can see on the bag, you can zoom in on the bag, there. So that's stitched line.
You can just about see it on the camera there, yeah?
Yeah. It's very difficult because when you make it, you always make it in matching thread.
Yeah.
So that's that stitch line. And we'll just pin a couple so you can see. And then you've got, and you go along. I'll just pin it so you can see the pleats, and then I'll actually sew it and you can see. So you end up with loops. Can you see? Don't forget, this lovely pen My lovely favourite pen washes out.
Brilliant.
It also irons out with a steam iron.
So this is a wipe off. You can literally just wipe it off with a damp cloth.
Wet it. Yeah, wet it. Or I mean, in the early days I'd use a cotton bud because I was terrified. Now it's just under the tap.
It's fine, yeah.
I have been known to lick fingers. You know, as long as you haven't had coffee, it's fine. So what you end up.
It's all on the website.
It's all on the website. Yes. What you end up is you have your sort of things like that. Can you see your little pockety bits? And because you've marked your lines, this is where you then fold over to create your pleats, press and then stitch. So the first thing you actually do is you sew this along, sew your two short ends on, so you haven't got it flapping about to hold it. Then you fold, you sort of pin this way and then you stitch all of these on. So you end up with a whole row of these sort of lovely fleecy bits. And then you press your, can you see your mark? It's very difficult because this is brown on it with a brown print. Can you see you've got your sort of pleat marks? This is the 5.5 point and your 10.5 point. You fold the points to meet. So let's see if we can see that better. So you've got your point mark there. You fold that to meet there. Can you see?
Yeah, I can see. I hope you can see at home.
So that folds to meet there.
And we'll be able to get from the top. That's it.
Yeah, you can see that better because you can actually do it properly when we do it.
Yeah,
there.
pinch it.
Yeah, pinch it. Press it with your hands and then press it with an iron.
Yeah. Yes.
The iron's on. No, we're not doing it, but it's on. So I'm just going to pin it as you can see in a minute. Then for the other pleat, you either fold the same direction or I did it a different direction because I like the sort of, it's a nice sort of mathematical contrast. Oh, don't worry, we don't need that just yet. So you're fine for now.
I'm all right.
You're all right. She's going everywhere. It's fine. So then you fold that one to meet there. So I don't think you can see that on the camera. So you can see you've got one pleat going this direction and one pleat going that direction. And then you repeat going along. So this pleat will face that one and then face away and all the way around. So you can see on your bag. I hope this is making sense to everyone at home. I hope it is.
Yeah, it is. It is. They're keeping up in the gallery.
Are they? Good, because Hannah's going, what? So don't think, I mean, if you can see there, if you can zoom in, that's your pocket as you've got it pinned here, and that's how it will look there.
Oh, a lovely pleated pocket.
Can you see? So the actual, this is stitched here, so the actual pockety bit is this bit. And that's sewn on. Your tools will go in there like they are here. Okay.
There you are.
And because this weight is a canvas, it really holds the stiffness, and this is a cotton, it'll hold it as well. Right.
So you don't need to interface those parts then?
No, I didn't because this is a gardening bag, so I thought I didn't need to. You could if you wanted to do lined ones. It's up to you. But because this is a really nice premier weight cotton. You're absolutely fine to do that. You could also eau de coat it if you want to talk about eau de coat.
Yes, we love talking about eau de coat.
Do you want to talk about eau de coat now or later?
In just a second.
Okay, cool.
Just a second. We're going to see this pocket and then we can go over to eau de coat.
So what I'll do is I'll just sew the sides on and then I'll stitch a couple of bits up because I know that we want to get a load in our hour, don't we? Yeah. So I'll just do two or three just so you can see what it looks like.
Do you need the iron?
I will need the iron. Yes, please, my love. That'd be brilliant.
Please, can we use the iron?
I love that little iron. It looks like a mouse. I think it's so
gorgeous.
cute.
I love it.
It's really cute, isn't it?
It's great for travelling as well, isn't it? And just even, I know that John was saying that you can press your shirts and your sleeves and everything. Oh, by the way, we've got a message from Alison in Cheshire. Good morning, Vicky and Jess.
Morning.
Lovely to see you both. Love Ali near Leek. Hello, Ali. How's the weather where you are? It was miserable this morning.
It's horrible this morning, and we're due snow. We've got to drive from Bath to Kent on Saturday. I am not looking forward to that.
Oh, no, not going to be good.
Right, I will just quickly do a couple of these, just so you can see what it looks like. The rest of the bag is really, really, it just comes together. You just follow the instructions. If you're used to making any sort of buckets, a bucket face bag, it's exactly the same. It's just the outer pocket which makes it a bit more interesting. This is just being sewn on with, I'm not using a centimetre seam allowance on this because I'm just sewing the edge bit. When I join the whole thing together, I would use a centimetre seam allowance. And I'm using my favourite machine, the 340. I don't like, well, I kind of like the complicated machines, but I like using a good workhorse. It's lovely if you've got the fundage.
Do you know what? Since I've been here, I've seen the guests all using different machines. And
yeah, I'm known for using the sort of, it's like learning to type on an old-fashioned typewriter versus one with all the bells and whistles.
Bells suppose it is just...
It's personal choice.
Personal choice,
my other
There's no wrong or right.
Yeah, my other machines are the one I use for everything in the mags is a sewist, and I've got the thread caught up there, which is also, I think we used it in the sewing bee. That was part of the reason I bought it, because I really liked it, that idea.
So where are we stitching now, sorry?
We're stitching, we've just stitched the edge bit on, just to hold the fabric on. Move that there. And we're just stitching the 17 line onto the 12. Just because that's the bit which actually forms the sort of edge part of the pocket. I'm just going to pin that there for my lovely squirrels.
All of these, they're all numbered anyway on your, they'll all be there. You will have numbered it all.
And when you get to the top part of your pocket, because it is a pocket and you're going to be using lots of wear and tear, go back and forth a few times. You can see on that I have, because it gives it strength. If you only go over a couple of times, it won't. So I tend to go down to the seam line a couple of times. There you go.
There we are.
Because you're going back and forth a few times, it'll just snip off. Oh, you'll see the back. I've actually got, this is wadded. It says in the instructions to wad. This is actually using our craft wadding that we use on loads of stuff. This is a 4-ounce, so it's nice and thick. That bag was made with the H640, which I know we've got over there.
Yes, I have.
Which all bag makers love. And we have that on the site as well, I think, don't we? There's a piece open somewhere. I don't know if Wayne can find it. I don't know if it's there.
No, it's not here.
It's not there.
What's that, sorry? Oh, it's in your trolley, I believe. Here we are.
Oh, it is. There we are. Sorry. As he handed it to me just now. There we go.
Oh, we love this. So now, you were talking to me about this earlier, weren't you? I mean, you would really advise this, wouldn't you?
I love this. I've used this on loads of projects, and I've used it, the bag which is coming up at 10, the carry-all bag, I used it on that as well. You can see on this side, it's got a sort of, they look like little snowflakes. Snows in my head.
Yeah, it's rough, isn't it?
It's rough, and that's actually the little glue. And on the other side, it's just that lovely sort of pure white, soft wadding.
And you can iron this properly, can't you, without being careful of pressing?
Yeah, what you do is you get your fabric, just imagine this is your fabric, because it is fabric, and you would place this on top of the actual glue dots. And then you, with your iron on steam, full steam, you just press it on and move it around and iron it. Unlike interfacing, where you have to no steam and you hold it very still, because otherwise you're going to buckle. I don't know if that's the right word.
I know exactly what you mean. You're not going to get that.
No, it doesn't happen. Smooth. You just go back and forth. You press it through with your actual steam. It's fairly, it's kind of mini bulletproof, I suppose. You can't really go wrong with it, and it's brilliant. It doesn't shrink. They say it doesn't really shrink. It might shrink a tiny bit, but not really. And you can sew through it. I know that Hannah was saying earlier she did quilting on hers. I think she did quilting through it. So you can do whatever you actually want.
It's not just for bag making.
It's not, and it's a really, I mean, that is, as you say, this has actually got, the top edge here has got it ironed both sides. So you can see it doesn't make it too stiff. It's easy, it's malleable. Yeah. I love it.
I think this is something, if you just saw this in the shop, you'd be thinking, I don't know where I'm going to use it, but...
Everything.
Honestly, when Jess came in and she was so excited about this and wanted to show us exactly.
I love it.
You will use this. In fact, we're using it in both the shows today, aren't we?
We are, yes. We're using it at the carry-all bag show as well.
So if you are a keen bag maker, it's a great one to put into your stash and keep hold of a packet of that. So there it is on the screen, just $9.99. So, Jess, we are about halfway through. We're doing well.
In that case, I will just... OK, so we've got this one here. So I'll just do two.
OK.
So as you can see, we've now sewn the outer one and this one. So what you do is you go...
OK, let's have a look at those. There
you go. They look like you could put your feet in there, don't they? and you could, if you wanted to. Yeah, exactly. Shoes. That's the thing. It could be shoe storage. Yeah. You could decide, I don't want to do it with pleats, or I don't want to do this as a bag. You could just make this, work out the size of your shoes, and just make this a shoe storage. Yeah. Because I think it could be on the back of a wardrobe, whatever you actually want. We've just done it curved around the bag.
It's very, very transferable when you know that technique.
Yeah, when you know that technique. So you go all the way along. You'll know that you're, because this is sewn together fabric, where is it? Where's the centre bit? This is the centre seam. That centre seam will line up with your centre seam on this bag. You can see it does. And that you go all the way along, pin, 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 and then sew, sew, sew. So this to that side. And then you come back, and that's when you create your pleats. So you work out whether your pleats are going to go all the same direction. I would advise they didn't.
Does it matter?
I think visually it works better not to. I think it looks nicer. So I've done that, and it tells you to the first part of the instructions of it. Where are we? So you can see you've got all the measurements written here, in centimetres and in inches. That fan's blowing everything away. And then it tells you to fold over. Yeah, that's your marking points, your 5.5 and your 10.5. And then, trying to read upside down, here we go. Pin the pocket to the outer body, aligning the bottom edges, making the pocket points. That's what we've done here. And then, for example, match the 17 centimetre with the 12 centimetre. So you can see I've done that, so you can see what that actually means. The glossy, what's the glossy one? Probably under here. Is it under there?
On the stand on the front.
It's gone, there we go. Use the glossy, yeah, you can look at that, so you can show them there. And then, so that is on the bottom here. And then once pinned, sew the pocket to the outer body down the marked pocket lines, backstitching a few times so the pocket meets the top, and we've just done that bit. Then, this is sew the short ends of the pocket to the outer body, we've done that bit. To create the pleat, start by folding the 10 centimetre, I'll just move that again, the 10.5 centimetre point, which is this one, to meet the 5.5 centimetre point, which is that one. So that's what that means. And then you go along and along and along. So we'll just do that. And this is where we give them the press just to really hold them because you want them to hold their shape. So I'll just give them the press and then I'll stitch along the bottom so you see what it actually looks like.
It's all coming together now. It looks quite daunting, doesn't it? But as soon as you know the technique, there it is.
This is so cute, isn't it, this little mini iron?
Oh, it is.
It's really cute, especially I have obviously the huge iron at home. And that one, the steam just, burns your fingers. I know we do sell those, I think Jennifer was using the other day, those wonderful gloves.
Yeah,
little neat things to go on the edge of your fingers. Really, really nice. So you press that all the way along, and then you stitch to hold them. About 5 mil in, it's like a stay stitch, so it will be within the seam allowance. So when you actually join your bag, your bottom to your bag, this particular stitching will be hidden. You won't see it.
Okay.
Yeah. So then you would sew all the way along there, along the edge, and that would hold that until you add your actual base. Okay. Do you want me to talk about adding bases or not? Or should we move on to the bit?
No, I think we're okay. I think we're okay because it's all in the instructions anyway.
All in the instructions. What I would say, just a quickie, because this is a big circle. Normally when you actually join circle bases, you mark your quarter points. Because your quarter point gap is actually quite wide from there to there, I would actually mark your 1/8 points as well.
Right, okay.
And just in case anyone's not sure how to do that, I'll just do it quickly now. You fold to there, press, mark, then you fold to there, mark those points there, press, mark, and then you fold that point up to there, where you've marked, and that creates that way, and then the other way, and that makes sure, and then you mark your points. That's how you get it exactly to 8. You can vaguely see those lines there. Yeah. Vaguely. And then all the instructions for actually joining it is in the, all the details of instructions.
All instructions. And they're so comprehensive.
This, you actually sew your lining to your actual bag, and then you add your bottoms, your sort of end bits, and then you turn it through on the side. Sometimes you actually do an outer and then you tuck them inside. We don't with this. The actual turning gap is in the inside of the bag here.
Right.
I hope I've gone through that. So that
you have.
It's a really, really fun make to make actually, and now looking at it, I want it back in my house. Anyway.
There you go. Let us know how you get on with it. In fact, we're going to go and have a look at the bundles, and then we're going to talk about the kneeler.
Talk about the kneeler, yeah.
Okay.
Brilliant. Okay.
Right. Have a look at the still of all of the bundle, everything that you're going to get. So everything you can make, I should say, everything that you are going to have once you've created them. So you've got the bag, the kneeler, and what do you call the other? A pennant. A pennant. Or banner, yeah. A pennant, I believe, is smaller, Jess is saying. So there you go. So the squirrel, which, of course, has been extremely popular. This is beautiful. This is your Dashwood fabric, your designer fabric. And you're getting a lot of fabric with this. It's 1.5 meters. 1.5 meters of the gorgeous squirrels. How perfect is this for this sort of time of year, spring? In fact, that will take right through to autumn as well. And then we need to talk about calico in a minute. 1.5 meters in this bundle. You do get 1.5 meters, which is a huge amount of calico. There it is. half of the stock of this bundle that Jess has been demoing has now been either put into baskets or checked out. So brilliant, be aware, be aware. So you get the thread and also all of the instructions. With the fabric in this bundle, you do have enough to make everything. So you can make the banner, you can make the kneeling stool and the bag as well. Owls, oh, these are so cute. It's the ochre colour, which is gorgeous, and this is another one which will be lovely for fuzzy cutting. We're talking about the fuzzy cutting with the squirrels, but this one will work really well as well. 1.5 meters of the yellow owl, that dashwood fabric, and you also get 1.5 meters of the calico, 1.5 meters of calico, $29.99 the thread, and the instructions. Okay. Then, Dina Designs. This one hasn't got calico. This has got your cotton canvas. So once again, you do get 1.5 meters of each fabric. It's lovely, isn't it? This is your 100% cotton. Quilting weight, $33.99 for 3 meters of fabric. So 1.5 meters of the designer. Only, I mean, very, very, very limited stock with this fabric. So this bundle, we only have, well, less than 20. Less than 20. Cotton canvas in the blue thread, and the instructions as well. There we are. Green fingers. Valerie J fabric. This is lovely. I know one of John Scott's favourites, and if you're thinking of gardening, I mean, it is so versatile. The bag is craft bag, knitting bag, gardening bag, but this is lovely with the flowers on. Really lovely, $36.99. And the green, pale green. It's like a mint, spearmint, isn't it? It's lovely. Cotton canvas with your thread. And once again, you get the instructions as well, just $36.99. So we are also offering calico by the 1/2 meter individually, aren't we? It's very, 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 very popular. It's back in stock. In fact, we only have 2 meters. We only have 2 meters left. So anybody that wants it, check out now, check out now, check out now, because we've got more people with it in the basket than we have available. There's no point even showing it again. There's more of you who have it in the basket, so check out. Now, the only way to get the calico is in the bundles, is in the bundles. These two, is in the bundles. So do make the most of that, because it sells out as soon as we get it in. Maybe you don't make these straight away, but if you want the calico, that's the way to get hold of them. So there they are. Right, now, the kneeling stool. This is basically a cushion.
It's a pillow with a handle.
Yeah, exactly.
So if you wanted, you can hang it on the wall. I have a husband who hates cushions. Like, why are there cushions on the floor? I mean, my boys and my husband look at me like, we hate cushions. But put them on the sofa, cushions everywhere. Yeah, I love cushions. But yeah, if you've got this person who doesn't like cushions, you've got a handle, you can hang it on the wall. But yeah, so this is a kneeler, very, very simple kneeler, really easy to do. It is literally just a pillow with a handle.
They'll now be saying, why are all the pillows hanging on the wall? They're on the floor with me.
Well, I like that as an idea. I like the idea of pillows. I think that's quite decorative, especially if you actually did a design.
Yeah.
Yes. So yes, this is really easy. I know that we sell our lovely bags of wadding. This was stuff with that. Really simple instructions, 37 by 52 is that one, and the back is the same. The contrast fabric, which is the back, I love this print. I know we don't do it, but it's a really nice print. And this are cut also 37 by 64, and then you take 12 centimetres off, so you get 37 by 12 to make your handle. So
the contrast will be the calico in our...
Yeah, but you have loads. I mean, I have, here we go. So the squirrels, I cut out their squirrel fabric. This is what I had just so we could actually look at it, just so I had a nice rounded off piece. So that's big enough for that. Then you have also left over massive amounts of calico, and you have all of this, and that's after cutting all the pieces over the bag over there, all cut out.
So that's after doing the banner.
This is after doing
everything.
It all. There is loads,
fab, isn't it?
It's loads. So if you actually didn't want to do a needle, you want to do a needle and maybe a cushion for outdoor chairs.
Yeah, really nice. There's so many ideas.
Now, I love this. They're just so cute. When I did the cushion, I experimented using eau de coat.
Eau de coat. We love this. This is literally my new favourite thing. It's so cool, isn't it?
Yeah. Now, eau de coat, I tried it on this fabric, which is an open weave. It didn't work because it soaked through the holes in the weave and glued itself to everything in my house. So I didn't try it on this one.
What is it? For anybody that's not seen it before.
It's like a paint-on glue. You can use it for decoupage. Like a mod rock thing, I suppose. And you can also use it to paint on layers to make...
It's not glue, is it though?
No. Well, it will actually glue, because it's not, you can actually use it as a glue, but it's actually a nice sort of finish. So you can actually, in theory, turn something into like a PVC oilcloth. Right. I know we've done shows before with eau de coat on that. So what I did was I experimented just to see if you could do it on the calico and our lovely dashwood. Oh, I'll just put it over there.
It's perfect for the gardening, isn't it?
It's perfect, yeah, because if you've got
kneeling,
if you've got you want to do it on, say, the back, just so, because it'll also, once you've actually put a couple of coats on, leave it 24 hours, you can then iron it. We use an ironing cloth because you don't want the finish on your iron. And then it's machine washable, which I didn't know because my PVC stuff isn't machine washable.
No, that's
brilliant. I thought that's interesting. So I wouldn't recommend it on an open weave like this. And I tried it on these two fabrics. This is what happens when you paint it on calico. It does soak through a bit, so I wouldn't necessarily recommend it on calico because that's got a slightly more open weave. This,
it's just to be aware, isn't it?
Yes, to be aware. Yeah, so you can see that. That's the difference on there. That was me experimenting the other day. This, however, is on our lovely premium craft cotton, which we have done things in the past. I know that Natasha's done a few shows with this. And it's brilliant because it doesn't soak through. That's just the edge where I had it on the edge of the plate. I don't think you can see, it hasn't soaked through to the back. It's on the front, and when you actually hold it onto the fabric, against the fabric, it doesn't change the colour of it.
No, you have almost like a bit of a shiny sort of hue to it.
So you can see. Yeah. This is only with two thin coats. If you put 3 on, you'll get a sort of slightly thicker finish.
And you can just keep layering it up.
Keep layering it, just let it dry. And then you end up with something which is waterproof. So for the garden, brilliant. So then you can just wipe it down. Yeah, and also for placemats. Perfect. Yeah, if you've got.
Oh, the possibilities are endless. We were saying makeup bags or bibs or
anything really useful. So anything you want to wipe off. And so when I actually use it on this lovely premium, very sort of fine weave cotton, it's brilliant because it doesn't soak through. It's fab. So I would recommend it on that. I wouldn't recommend it on this.
Right.
You can give it a try, but I wouldn't recommend it on this. I would recommend it.
It's good to know, isn't it? And to try.
That is talking about the kneeler. Do you want to talk about?
We love this.
It's lovely. Would you like to talk about the banner?
Yes, let's talk about the banner because we are running out of time. I don't know where this hour is going.
Now this banner.
This was the original one from the magazine.
This is the original one from the magazine. When the artwork was actually done by Lisa, who's a lovely art editor at Simply Sewing. She does a lot of artwork and they're just lovely. I'm waiting for something for her, which I know is going to be brilliant when it turns up. So this is actually her design. You can see what it looks like on there. There we go. When I originally did it, I know Bex wanted a twig, so I went hunting for a twig. I presented it with a twig and they put a dowel, which kind of works. If you want to, if you want to do it with a twig, you don't have a dowel, it does work. It looks lovely if you find the right sort of log, as it were, and look really gardeny as well.
So the template is in the instructions, isn't it? So there it is in the instructions. You just photocopied it, so then you can keep using it.
Yeah, and with this one, however you decide to transfer and what you decide to do with the image is up to you. And so with the original one, I used Bondweb and embroidery, really simple. The words, the text, the big fat letters are actually done with Bondweb, and then can I just show you one here, machine stitched on with matching thread, so you can just see. So you can hardly see on camera, I guess.
Tiny,
You can just see that's because Bondweb will hold, but I always recommend stitching on as well,
thread,
and also to stitch this on as well because it may come off at some point. So that's what those are actually done with, and that's just with a bit of back stitching here. Really, really simple. So when you actually transfer your image, you've got your, I know we also sell #1 favourite, this is my favourite tool of all time, Bondweb.
Yeah, we have got Bondweb in,
I love Bondweb.
Actual packet. There we go.
I love it when I receive bondweb because I can put stuff in my stash. I don't have to go and buy any more. It is brilliant. Recommend that.
I think we had the freezer paper yesterday.
Oh, I love that as well.
We were using that with a plique, but it is personal choice. You love bondweb.
I love bondweb, and bondweb will actually glue your fabric to your, glue the fabric layers together. You can actually use it with felt, you can use it with every wax you want. So what you do, in case, I know most of you probably know, but just in case you don't, you have, it's 2 layers which are sort of held together, which one is the paper layer and one is the sort of glue layer. You draw your design on the paper layer and then you iron it onto your fabric reverse, the wrong side, and then you cut it out. So if you're doing anything which is text, you need to do your mirror image like that. So when you actually draw this and then cut it out, it's the right way round.
Yeah, I understand.
Yeah? Okay. So, however, if you're doing something like applique, so what I was experimenting with, this just gives you an idea of how you can do it differently.
So cool. We love this. Now, this is using your bundle as well, fussy cutting the squirrel, isn't it?
So I was fussy cutting the squirrel. I thought, I love these squirrels. And I love this as
we're just going to see the squirrel bundle as well. So we want to see this, and then we're going to see the squirrel bundle. So you can see how we've used this fabric.
Here they are. Here are my squirrels. So I love these squirrels. They've got a really cute expression. I know a bit weird, but small children, you're used to cute things being in your house. There's loads of cute stuff. But I thought this is I love fussy cutting images from fabric and making them slightly different. But this is a really nice way of actually, and a really simple image of just cutting those out and just embellishing it in a different sort of way.
And so it's a lovely one to practice your embroidery
It's really fun to practice. So these are actually bondwebbed on. Then I have, because the actual image on you can just see here, you can just see that says planted. But I thought I'll make it stand out more with a little bit of hand embroidery. And we have, I don't know if we've got, I think we've got them on the next show.
Yeah, we have got some embroidery threads now. Yeah.
Yeah, so we've got these ones. This was the one I got, I think. But yeah, this. Was it this one? It might not be this one.
Where's this one?
Hang on. What's that one called? What's this one called? On the back.
There's brights and there's pastels.
Okay, I've got a bright. So it is this one. This is the one which Adele sent to me. And so you got loads of floss, 6-stranded floss. There's loads of it.
You said you actually have your actual colours.
I went through and I thought I'll see what I've got, see what I can play with. So you've got the exact colours. I was seriously impressed.
So
Adele,
this
if you're watching,
great with that bundle.
Nice.
Yeah.
So, and then you've got grey. Where's the grey?
That was, of course, deliberate by our scheduling team, wasn't it?
Amazing. I was very impressed, guys. So I've got the bits here. So you can see we've actually got.
So if you're getting the woodland bundle, go with the brights.
Because it's exactly the same colour. I was going, what? It is exactly the same. So it tones in really well.
Perfect.
So I did a little bit of chain stitch around there, and then just with our squirrel, I've made a tiny little bit of chain stitch, and then I've sort of embellished. If you look at his tail, it's got little marks there. I've just embellished them and done a bit of back stitch to give him a little detail, and done his eye with the French knots and all that sort of stuff. So it's just your personal preference. And then I've added. You could add different colours too as well to make them pop. So I decided to add a pink, which isn't actually in there. I just put a bit on there.
Yeah, that looks lovely. We've still got about 10 minutes, about 6 minutes to do, so we've got loads of time. But can I just show you these as well? Because we have got pastels as well. The brights go perfectly with the woodland. The brights would probably look lovely with the blue.
Oh, yes, they would, wouldn't they?
We'll take them over in a bit and we'll have a look. We'll have a look at which ones would suit. But look at how many different options you have. So many colours.
You have so many colours, and I can't remember how much they
36.
were. But
36 different schemes in there, and they're $7.99.
That's a really good price.
Oh yeah, that is really good price.
Really good price, because you get so many, and the colours are a lot of times you look at sort of packs of embroidery fairs and it's got a red and a yellow and a blah 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 and they're all the same, but this has got slightly different tones.
Yeah.
Really interesting tones, and also, I mean, I love the sort of hot pinks and all that sort of stuff. So you've got your lovely brights there, and I thought this was a great way. Especially with your calico, to practice your embroidery, and also if you've got kids, I know we've got Father's Day coming up soon, they could sort of make their own, or grandpa or something, or even grandma, who knows, or just do it for themselves.
Spring and Easter.
Spring and Easter, yeah. So you've got a really nice way of practicing doing a bit of embroidery and playing around with something like this, because that is the cost of that is pence. And they can play around, and this lovely pen will actually just wash out. It's really simple to do.
So you know the stitch around the edge, sorry, yes. What's this again?
That's a chain stitch.
Chain stitch.
So you want me to show you a chain stitch?
Can you just show us a little bit of that?
Yes. Okay, cool. So let's have a look. So this is actually 6-stranded, and I've pulled off, this particular one is done with 3 strands of the 6, and then when it's smaller, I've made them with 2. Okay, so that's actually two strands, which is then threaded. Whenever I do embroidery, I know some people do embroidery with a knot, I tend to have a long tail at the end of my embroidery and start with a long tail and then weave the tail back in.
Right, okay.
Around there, so you get a smoother back. Also, I do it with the individual, each individual letter, so I don't have the line going across, because otherwise when it gets wet, you'll see your embroidery line going. So you do the same with these as well. You can see they're all done in embroidery. It's personal preference. With this particular banner, this is actually quite a thin fabric, so I ended up putting ironing interfacing onto the back of it. And that also makes it slightly stiffer. So you can do whatever you want. You may decide you actually want to put interfacing on the back of this, because then it will make it stand out more.
I'd use this as well, the Overcoat again, for bunting and
I think, because I haven't thought about that, but you could. Would be interesting to see if you're not actually planning on thinking about it. If you're not actually planning on how can I phrase this? I don't think I'd actually think about it. I wouldn't actually use this on this when you got embroidery on, because if you wanted to try it with embroidery, I'd test it first. Don't do the whole lot and then paint it on, because you might go, I'm really disappointed. So I'll just do a little bit of a chain stitch for you. So yeah, I've done it. So this has actually been Bondo webbed on. You can still see there's probably some of the brown lines. They will wash out. Okay. You can embroider on top of them. It makes no difference. But I know we do transfer pens, and I might look at a transfer pen at 10, but they don't wash out. So the wonderful thing about using a pen like this is you can wash it out. I know that Jo Carter, when she does her toys, when we're doing demos at the Knitting and Stitching show, you draw the face on with your sort of erasable pen, and then you think, I don't like that expression, and you can change the eyes aren't wrong, so you can just wash and wash. And I know that she used the same toy dummy, as it were, for her sort of days, and then I took over on the last day, and so he looked back, he had a bit of, but it was still coming out, he was working out. So I'll just do a little bit of chain stitch. What I was planning on doing when I was originally doing this one is I thought I'll do a little bit of chain stitch around all of those. That was my thought. But the thing is, you can add loads of bits. So I'll just do a little bit of chain stitch along this line. Okay, kind. So when I do anything like this,
I'm sorry, this might be a bit of a nightmare to show you, because it's very intricate, but here we are, we'll do our best.
Well, not chain stitch, this is blanket stitch. I'll do blanket stitch. Okay, so blanket stitch on my little, I'll do my, because I've got grey thread, I'll do him on this particular squirrel, because then he'll stand out more. Okay, so I'm just going to start by coming at the bottom, just below the outside of where the squirrel is. Okay? So hold it, when you put it through, hold it between your thread fingers like this, and then I leave a tail.
Yeah.
Leave a tail. So when you're doing embroidery thread as well, you tend to sort of make sure it's no longer than from your finger to your elbow, otherwise it will not. You can make long ones and it just, it's really irritating. You have to sort of unpick it all. So anyway.
That's enough that you're not going to lose it.
So he's come out through here, my lovely squirrel. You then go in, depending on how wide you want it, usually I tend to make it about 2 millimeters to the right. So across by 2 and up by 2, push that in. Holding the bottom bit. How am I doing? I suppose it's, can you still see that from that angle?
Yeah,
okay,
we can see.
So pull that through. Make sure the calico doesn't get in the way. So, and then you've still got that there, holding it down. And then you come through from the back.
Go through the middle.
Through the middle, yeah. Directly below where you've put your thread into the squirrel. Into the squirrel. Sounds horrible putting thread into a squirrel, doesn't it? Making sure that you're still holding your thread at the back, so that won't come through. And then that creates a, hang on, I've got it caught with this bit of thread. There we go. So that comes through like that. Can you see? You then go along and repeat the same process and go up to, holding that down there. And down again.
And we go through,
Doing again like that. put him through, and you go round and round and round and round
and
and round.
And it'll make it stand out as well.
I
like that for detail.
So yeah, I did this one, I did this one, I did slightly darker thread. You could do them really bright threads.
I like the idea of making
squirrel.
them,
you could add little embroidered crowns on squirrels. And then when you actually go all the way round, you can see at the back you've got 2 little stitches like this, and you can see it better on this lovely teal turquoise.
Yeah, it looks lovely.
You have your when you finish off, you come through to the back and you just go through a few of these lines and then tie off and then cut off thread, and then you thread your needle with this particular bit, and then you go through again, and that makes it nice and flat and smooth, and it won't come out.
Thank you so much. I'm so sorry to rush you.
No, it's fine.
I've done it. You are back at 10 anyway.
I am.
I'm
back at 10.
Brilliant. We are good with weekend bags.
Yay!
So these are all the things that you can make with the bundle. Have a look at those. Send in your pictures of all of the different makes that you do in your embroidery that you get up to. The woodland bundle, dashwood, designer dashwood. So you're getting 3 meters of fabric in this bundle. You get 1.5 meters of your dashwood with the lovely squirrels. They are fab, aren't they? $29.99 with 1.5 meters of your calico. Right, in the 1/2 meter, it's now sold out. So if you do want calico today, these are the 2 options of getting calico in this bundle and in the owl bundle. You get your instructions and your thread. This one goes perfect with your, so we went for the bright, no, the bright. The squirrel, this is the one to go for, the brights, the woodland. With the owl, the yellow owl, this has got lovely pink. I'd bring the pink embroidery thread into it, just to make that stand out as well. So you've got the yellow owl. This is the only other bundle that we have with the calico. 1.5 meters and 1.5 meters of calico with the instructions and the thread. Now the blue, I love. I'd definitely say your pastel embroidery threads for that one, definitely. The blues are beautiful. This one doesn't come with calico, this comes with the cotton canvas. 1.5 meters. Designer fabric, 1.5 meters. Dina Designs, quilting weight, and your cotton canvas with the blue thread and the instructions as well. This is Barry J. Art Gallery fabric. I love the pastel embroidery threads as well. They all go perfectly with that one. And your cotton canvas. You've also got the thread and the instructions. So all of that all round up. Don't go anywhere though, because we've got Quilt As You Go coming up after this.
Follow us on Pinterest. Search for our Sewing Quarter page and follow us to discover sewing work we create and love. On Saturday the 17th of March, tune in and join master quilter Victoria Peat as she makes a beautiful farmhouse quilt designed by Lynn Goldsworthy. This Red Village farmhouse quilt is made from gorgeous rich red fabric and floral creams and is adorned with quaint quilted houses. Victoria will be showing us how to make this quilt using foundation paper piecing and 2 interlocking blocks. We've got everything you need to make this quilt, with all the fabric, wadding, backing and binding included in a handy bundle. So sit back and relax as Victoria gives you all of her tips and tricks for this stunning mate. So get ready to start quilting on Saturday the 17th of March at 9 AM, only on Sewing Quarter Freeview Channel 78 and Sky Channel 678. We've got something amazing coming for all fans of Tilda, as we've got a TV exclusive on Tilda's brand new book, Sunshine Sewing. We have the TV exclusive until the end of April, so get your copy from us before anywhere else and pore over Tilda's latest sewing creations. The brand new book features 3 full-size quilts as well as pillows, soft toys and fabric bowls, all made in Tilda's charming style. You'll be able to delve into 12 brand new summer projects and get inspired by her countryside themed designs. So add some sunshine into your life with Tilda's brand new book, Sunshine Sewing, available on our website now. On Saturday the 24th of March, we get ready to welcome back Mandy Shaw to the show when she joins John for 2 hours of fun. Mandy will be showing us a range of makes that will welcome Easter, including a basket of bunnies adorned with adorable bunny characters and eggs. She'll also be showing us her beautiful spring wreath and her French sewing tidy, perfect for keeping all your tools and tidbits safe. Fans of Mandy will be delighted by her gorgeous primrose spoolie doll dressed in gingham and will be inspired by her book Stitch into Spring. So make sure you don't miss Mandy on Saturday the 24th of March at 8 AM and 10 AM only on Sewing Quarter, Freeview Channel 78 and Sky Channel 678.
Good morning. So, Quilt As You Go. This is quite a daunting hour for me to be on my own, but I've had, do you know, we've got so much to show you. I've had a lot of advice and a lot of hints and tips, so I want to hear from you. Please get in touch with me. I need your help. We want to see any of your pictures. Have you done your pet placemats yet? We want to see them. Have you done Quilt As You Go before? Please send in your pictures. Have you made savvy stripes or rolling stones, or is it super squares? The square one. Oh, there's loads. Maybe not super squares, but square in a square maybe I'm thinking of. studio@sewingquarter.com. Or if you just want to say hello, I'll give you a big shout out. Please get in touch with me today. It's lovely to be back after a few weeks away, but studio@sewingquarter.com. Now we've put together a bit of a bundle which is perfect for quilting and Quilt As You Go. So this is your accessory bundle, which, as I say, it's not just for Quilt As You Go. You'll use this with lots of different quilting. Now, I'm at my sewing school at the minute at a shop called Quilter's Den. So some of the quilts that they make in there are incredible. So I've been learning all about Quilt As You Go and all about quilting in particular. But these are 4 key things that we have thought would be really useful for your quilt as you go. So you've got your batting tape. That's, of course, for joining, if you want to fuse different wadding, batting together. You've got your magic clips. Now, I know so many people that love these. These are like the latest, coolest gadget to be able to say that you can just keep sewing and sewing along and not have to remove the clips. So they're your magic clips. Great for the binding. Great for the binding part of your quilting. Best press. Now, these are the big bottles of Best Press. This is how it will come to you. So there you are. It is best to best press your fabrics, your starch spray before quilting as you go. It doesn't leave a residue or anything, so that's the perfect spray to have. And now, I know this is a basting choice that a lot of you use. In some of the Quilt As You Go's that we will show you today, these are going to be very handy. In some you won't need them, but in some they will be really handy, and they're great for any of your quilting anyway. They're like your banana curved safety pins, your quilting sandwich. They're going to go through the lot. So there you are. We've put together that whole bundle for $36.49, and here it is. Here it is, your Best Press, your magic clips, your curved safety pins, and your batting tape. So that's a lovely little bundle that we've put together. I watched this live. Hannah said, I've got to go through and try and tell you when they all are. I said, this is the 6th of January. I've got a weird memory for dates, and I remember because it was probably when I just about started recovering from New Year's Eve, and I was watching 6th of January. It was the first time that we did Quilt As You Go for pets. We do a lot of different pet things, I know, and especially dog things. We have a lot of, I've been watching the Sewing Quarter fan page, and a lot of people have been asking about cat accessories, so I'll show you that in a second. But the dog one. If, like me, you have a pampered pooch, well, I say I don't actually have a pampered pooch, it's my mom, but she's our little baby, our Princess Bella, and she would love this. It's your doggy placemat. Once again, you can eau de coat this. Oh, do you know what? Eau de coat is literally my favourite thing ever. So you could eau de coat this and then just wipe it because, again, dog dinner time can be quite messy, can't it? If you've done Quilt As You Go before, this follows the same principle. It's a bit like painting by numbers with fabric. These are the most recent additions to Quilt As You Go family, so we did just want to show you these first. We will talk about these in a bit. $10.99 though for the doggy bone, and you've got, you can make one. You can make one placemat with this packet at $10.99. The cat, so, yeah, maybe you've got fabric from the kitty range that we did. This is a great chance to use any of your fabric that's left over in your stash. It doesn't take up much fabric. Just $10.99, and once again, it's just in one big solid piece. $10.99. So I say I was on the Sewing Quarter fan page, and a lot of people are saying, you do a lot for dogs. You did the doggy stockings just before Christmas. Are there any more for cats? I know Lucy Brennan loves cats. And of course, our Nat loves cats, Tash loves cats as well. And here you are, you have, I'd have these as placemats, you know, if you're gonna do a fish dish. See, these don't have a wadding in, so they're quite thin in comparison with the others. They don't have a wadding in, so they are your placemats, perfect for your pampered pets. And once again, I would definitely eau de coat this. If you bought some in the last hour, if you got some eau de coat, or if you haven't yet, honestly, the possibilities are endless. I kept thinking, oh, you could do this and you could do this, but this is the perfect one to eau de coat. Eau de coat is now going across the bottom if you do want to add it to your order. If you're watching online, you can see everything that we've bought. And you'll only pay 1p&p. So if you're thinking, I've checked out already, don't worry. You'll only pay one post in packaging all day long. So these are the most recent Quilt As You Go. And I think the first ever pet Quilt As You Go that we've done. So you can watch Lucy's tutorial from the 6th of January. If you go onto YouTube, all of the shows are on there, and a majority of our Quilt As You Go we've already done and demonstrated, so I can tell you the dates. But they all also, on the packaging, will have their YouTube video. So it has its own YouTube video and instructions of how to do it. So I know I'm here on my own, and I'd love to be able to get them all out and show you exactly how to do it, but I can't, I'm not gonna lie, I can't. So we can watch and learn together. Right, let's go across, because we have so much to talk about. Where should we start? Should we start with the Rolling Stone? Now, when we first started as a channel, I mean, this has been so popular from day one, and this is what we thought of as Quilt As You Go. This is Rolling Stone. This is where you get your 6 blocks, you cut them into 6 blocks, and then sash them together. This is perfect for me. Somebody who is maybe starting, someone who's starting quilting, and it's a bit daunting doing a huge quilt. Well, it can take you years and years and years. I know my teacher came out with a gorgeous quilt that she was making. I said, oh, how long will that take you? 4.5 years. 4.5 years. So if you do just want something quick, this will be the finished size. This would be the finished size. I need to be a bit taller. There we go. It's the same size as me. I will lay it out on the desk and then you can see it a bit better. If you buy more than one packet, you can join it. You can keep going and going and going and make a king size, super king size. Or you could use them separately and make the cushion fronts or placemats. Once again, you've got so many options, but if you buy one packet at $8.99, you'll be able to make 6 blocks like this, so huge size. And once again, then you just join them with the sashing. I love this though. If you see a fabric that you love, message in and we can find out if there's any in stock. I can't guarantee they are. Some of the fabrics we don't have available. I just wanted to show you different options, because on the I just want to show you, before I show you the next one, on the packaging, it will show you if you design and lay out the fabrics differently, you can get completely different looks. You can create the different shapes. And that's what I love about patchwork and quilting, is that you can make it your own. If you watched Lucy's show with the doggy placemats on the 6th of January, they spent so much time saying, should we put this colour here or should we put this colour there? And that's the fun bit, isn't it? So this is, again, so that is, you can see with this fabric, completely different look. There are some beautiful quilts here. I know a lot of them have gone off to the NEC actually today. I know the sewing show's there with John Scott and a few of the team, and they've taken some of them. But oh, I mean, we've got so many all made up that our designers have done. So we just wanted to show you just a couple. So the benefits of Quilt As You Go is that you can manage each square. You can manage each square on your machine. You don't need to have endless space. You then don't need to worry about going and having it professionally quilted at the end. You can do it bit by bit. There we go. Like that. Is that okay? You can see that they're all marked. $8.99, and you get that professional finish. You don't need to worry if you're thinking, right, I'm going to aim to do my 6 squares. And then you think, you know what, that was all right. I'm going to do another 6 and then join them together. Or I'm going to do another 3 and then I'm going to make 3 cushions for on your bed or something. So there's so many different options with that. That is your classic, what we think of when you think of Quilt As You Go, and that is your rolling stone. So these are the polyester wadding, 100% polyester wadding. Just be careful with the ironing on this one. Just make sure you have your steam setting on your iron and just literally hold it above. Don't press it or iron it, because then it can, well, we've all worked with polyester wadding before, you know what I mean. But just keep it balanced over the top and just be aware, be aware, be aware. So that is your rolling stone block pattern. Send in your pictures. We want to see your finished ones. Shall we go to, there it is, email in studio@sewingquarter.com. studio@sewingquarter.com. Which one do you want to go to next, Hannah? Now, if you want a date for any of these, because I know it will take us forever to try and find it, but if you do want a specific date, then we will find it for you. So email in and request the date that you want. Okay. The mosaic magic. So once again, these are ones that you are going to cut into 6. These are ones that you are going to cut into the 6 squares and then sash them together. Just $8.99, just $8.99, and the possibilities are endless. So this is with beautiful fabric. One of our finished mosaic magic. There it is. And this is half a project. Before you sash them together, this is what you're going to do. So this is all you've got to put through your machine in one go with your quilting before you start sashing. So there's your sash. So you have your backing. You cut that out first, and you put on your Quilt As You Go batting. You put on your polyester. And then you lay out, as I said, it's literally like painting by numbers. All of these are numbered. And then you stitch them together and then quilt them in. Quilt as you go. It says it on the tin. So this is the start of your sashing. So then you would join to your next block. So once you've got your 6 blocks all done, you would then sash them together. Simple, simple, simple. But do you know what I like about these as well is that if you're testing out your westerly rulers, if you do want that extra special fancy finish, then it's manageable, isn't it? It's manageable. So you could do them with the Quilt As You Go lines, and then you can add with westerly rulers, can't you? So that is, once again, the Mosaic Magic. 100% polyester. It's only £8.99. Have a go. If you've not done, if you've just done cushions, or if you've just done your patchwork and you haven't had a go at quilting yet, start with Quilt As You Go and you won't look back. Everyone loves Quilt As You Go. It's so, so popular. Maybe you don't want to make a whole quilt. Just want to make one block for the front of a cushion or a placemat, or front of a tote bag even. There's so many different options, but this is how one block would look. It's great to use, you know, if you've just got little bits of scrap sort of fabric. So this is then Mosaic Magic again, once you've connected to. Just in the solid colours looks nice without the designer sort of fabric. It's lovely just in your solids, isn't it? So that's then stitched together with your sashing. It is all explained on the YouTube videos, which all of them have them on the packet. So you can see here, watch our video, easy to follow instructions. If you've not done Quilt As You Go before, then definitely just go onto YouTube to watch the instructions. This is a big one as well. If you do want a bit of a more specific demonstration from the sewing quarter, then message in and we can find out exactly when it was on, so you can watch it back. I'm not sure when that one was, but if you do want to know, then Hannah will find out for you. Message in. Right. Oh, this one's, that's the same one, the Mosaic Magic again, isn't it? Right. Your 6 fair and square block pattern. Now can I open this up so we can have a look? Oh, I feel naughty doing this. Pardon? I'm not allowed to open it this way. Thank you. So this is how it will come to you. In one big sheet. With your instructions. So on here as well, you get a double-sided instruction, and it will tell you exactly what measurements you need to cut your fabric. So there you are, you have your Quilt As You Go instructions and also your polyester wadding. And it comes like this. So the first thing that you would do is cut into separate squares. First thing you do is cut into 6 separate squares. This is the 100% polyester wadding. You would then cut your, well, it was on the instructions, so you cut your backing. You have your backing and you attach your backing to each individual square, so it's manageable. And then as you can see, all of these have numbers. So they can see 1, 2, 3, 4. Lucy's got some great hints and tips actually, just from the 6th of January from the placemats, the doggy placemats and the cat placemats, because she was saying what she does is she numbers them. So once she's cut them out, she will then say, right, there's 1, and put them in a pile. So when she's going to the sewing machine, then they're all in order. But anyway, watch back that show and you'll know exactly what I mean. Can you see the numbers? It's a bit difficult on our cameras, but you can see them very, very clearly on screen. Okay, so the example of, this is called fair and square. I love these. I think this one is actually my favourite fabrics. What lovely fabrics. This is the square one I was talking about, fair and square. So these are your 6 blocks, which you will get in your Quilt As You Go packet. There you are. It's big, isn't it? It's big anyway, but if you did want to do another packet, if you did want to buy another packet, then you can join them all up easily and you can make another 6. And then another 6. If you're thinking, I've got the hang of this now, you can make a super king-size quilt or a big wall hanging or something. And then excess, of course, if you want to do a square, you can do a cushions to match your bedding. Lovely. Next example. It changes it completely, doesn't it? So this is lovely. I really like the, it's almost like you've got that fussy cutting. Oh, and the sashing on the back. That's really nice. You can highlight it, or you can just make it blend in. It's your choice. So here you've got your solids, but then with your designer fabric running through the sashing. That's a really nice idea, isn't it? See, that works really well. Look how bright that is. Once you've done 1 or 2, and then your 3 and 4, you will be flying along. I know so many people have said to me, as soon as you've done a couple, it's so fast and so easy. And I know a lot of quilters, they put quilts to bed for years and they'll say, right, well, I'll come back to that one in months, or I'll come back to that one in years. I don't know many quilters that have, you know, just one quilt on the go. A lot of people have a lot going on, at least three or four projects at once. So this is a great way if you want to complete a project and you know, right, I've got an aim. Honestly, I've already got in my head, I want to make a quilt so-and-so. Somebody's asked me, now I'm starting to do something else. This one is about to sell out. Okay, I can move on. So, this one. This one is your hopscotch. Okay, hopscotch. So exactly the same principle. This will come in one big sheet, which you will cut into 6 blocks. Have a look at this, because this one is really interesting because you get a completely different look if you lay out your fabric differently. Look at that. So what I would potentially do if you wanted to do something really special, I would lay that out and then colour it in with the colours that I've already got. You could draw it out and then colour it in and see what works best so you can decide which one you want. It's cool, isn't it? Linda, hello Linda. Linda's got in touch with us. She sent us a photograph. In fact, she's used this Quilt As You Go. See, Linda, how fab is that? She said, it's my first time using the hopscotch. Oh, using Quilt As You Go in general, is it? See, you're giving me the inspiration to have a go, Linda. That looks so good. After she's made this one, she then said she bought more. She then made a quilted tote bag. Oh yeah, you'll just then keep making and making and making. And the great thing about it is that it's not too time consuming, is it? This is something that you're going to be able to do very, very fast if someone wants a quilt. It's the thing, isn't it? As soon as anybody knows that you can sew, you get asked for all sorts. My mum's texted me saying, will you turn up my sister's trousers and we do this, and you do this, and so-and-so's having a baby, would you make them a quilt? Or these ones are perfect because it is literally quilt as you go. So this is the, obviously the six square, and very obviously 6 square. When you do the other one, you do get a completely different look. Even from Linda's, can we show Linda's again? It's the same pattern. She hasn't laid it out any differently, but just with the different fabrics that she's used and the different colour choice, looks completely different. That's beautiful for a child's quilt, isn't it? Or a baby's quilt. That's really pretty. And they're great sizes for cots as well, aren't they? Or in a pram. Okay, so have another quick look at that. Because once again, I'm not sure whether you'll be able to see on screen, but the numbers are very, very clear. Numbers are very, very clear. And these are placing lines, not sewing lines. These are placing lines. So then once again, once you've cut all of your fabrics, you place them out exactly where you want them. You can play about. That's the fun part. Before you stitch it all together. But do that first, because I could only imagine when I was making my cushion, I put one in the wrong place. And she said, no, unpick it. And she said, I'm going to make you unpick it. So then next time you sit and spend time making sure it's right, because I can imagine if it's that difficult to unpick in just a single piece of patchwork, when you're doing Quilt As You Go, it must be a nightmare to unpick everything. So there you go. It is going to be a lot easier than unpicking a whole quilt at once. You can unpick it, but definitely spend that time designing and deciding where you want your fabrics and what colours you want where. They do also say on each packet how much fabric it recommends for each of the 6 blocks. So if you like this, so if you do like this this one that it's got here, they've done it in yards because they're American, but it's very easy to translate. There you are. That one's very popular. Check out of your basket. Thank you so much for getting in touch with us as well with your pictures. So they're all of our polyester Quilt As You Go. So we do have some 80-20, which are the same principle. We don't have any examples. I think they've gone off to the NEC. It's once again, personal preference on your wadding. I think this is slightly more expensive, but it's 80% cotton, 20% polyester, fibre batting. So if you do prefer to work with that, then there it is, $11.99. If you have already had a go at Quilt As You Go, you love it, then I do recommend this one. This is your Paris on point. Paris on point. So once again, you can still join up your blocks. You can still join up those blocks and make, if you bought 2 packets, you could then sash them together and keep going and keep going and keep going. There you are. So there's 2, there is another option. Now this one is slightly, is this one slightly different? No, this is still your, yeah, this is still 6 blocks. 6 blocks, but this is almost like, I was going to say it's a bit like a log cabin, but it's not. It's just got all those strips round. So this is lovely. I do love that colour choice. If you do have a jelly roll in your stash that you want to use up, or stripology and you've already cut lots of strips, or you've just got bits left over from bag making or cushions, then here you are. It's a great way to make a really quick, very professional quilt from what you've already got left over. So, I mean, in this hour, we haven't got fabrics scheduled because we're thinking, right, you've already bought your fabrics. What have you got in your stash? We've all got a stash. Therefore, this is a great chance to use them up. $11.99. Your London Labyrinth. I like those colours. Just gives you a bit of inspiration. I saw a lovely book that John was airing the other day. And you can have a look at online and just see different colours. It's a skill in itself, isn't it? Picking what fabrics look nice next to each other. So it's a great way to try all that out. Now, all of these, all of your quilts as you go, definitely best press it first. Just give it a spray and it will give you that, crisp, lovely finish that will make it easier to work with. Now, this is half used, but you will get a full one at $9.99. This is the larger of the 2 that we have. It's $9.99. It's been so popular because you're going to use this so much. We do only have this in linen fresh. Lovely scent. We do have smaller bottles that come in different scents. Lavender, no scent, and linen. But the larger one is your linen. Have a look on the website anyway. If you do want to have one of the smaller bottles, they are on the website. Big one's been very, very popular though. In fact, less than 20 of those available today. We always reorder it, it comes in, but it's definitely one of those that just best to have in your workroom. It doesn't leave a residue. It won't be flaky like more traditional starch sprays. This is one that all of our experts really recommend. So go for that one. Best press at just $9.99. Now, for the photo. Oh, I love this. You make my heart melt. Is this Bill? Snowflake Bill. Oh, why is he called Snowflake Bill? I'm joking, of course. They're like, look at his coat. He literally looks like he's been in the snow. And look at his little paw. That is fabulous, isn't it? Now, that's from the dog placemat, which I'll show you again in a minute. There it is, $10.99 for the Quilt As You Go dog placemat. Thank you. I love that. See, that was ever so quick. I mean, it was only this year that we aired that for the first time. So there you go. And if you odor coat it as well, you can just wipe it. Save Snowflake's Bill's muddy paws getting on it. Okay, thank you, Sandra. Thank you very, very much. Oh, thank you, Sandra. I can breathe. I keep forgetting to breathe. She says, I'm doing great. Thank you very much. I'm going across. Right, I told you there's a lot going on here. Our poor floor manager has been busy, busy, busy. Where do I start? Where do I start? Now, these are slightly larger. Why have we done the larger ones on this table? I don't know. Should we do the stripy one? Because this is the only one that's like it. This is called Savvy Stripes. Yeah, I will. I'll show them all out to the side. So these are slightly different to the Quilt As You Go that you are familiar with. So this comes together very, very quickly because it's one big piece. It's one big piece. So that's why it's called Express. Now it's a finished quilt of 40 by 50 inches, which I can show you. It's just 12 seams. 12 seams in that finished quilt. And I must say, it's fabulous because it's just straight lines, straight lines. If you want to see a big chunk of that pattern, maybe with your William Morris fabric or your Tula Pink fabric, you want to see big chunks of it, then this is perfect. If you want to show off, it's got a fusible back as well. And it's your 80-20 batting. So you've got such a professional finish. Now, this is just one example. I'm going to hold it higher. I mean, that is a big quilt, isn't it? That is a big quilt. And it's a lovely choice of fabrics once again, but you can see if you do have a favourite fabric that you want really dominating, then this is a great one to go with. Or a favourite colour maybe, if you've got a different colour scheme in your room, this is perfect. Just a great one to show off and very, very easy. It's 12 stitches. It's 12 stitches. You could do this in a day. Sorry, 12 seams. Quickest 12 stitches. 80-20 batting and Quilt As You Go Express. So if you are thinking, I've promised I'm going to make that quilt for a christening and I haven't done it yet, there you go. That's going to be quick and easy. If you want to play with your westerly rulers on there, you can. Or I've got a long time to think about this, but we've got a baby coming into the family soon, so I definitely would love to have a go at doing the embroidery, somebody's name maybe, and a date on them, and they're lovely keepsakes then, aren't they? Another, express. To get a whole quilt done quickly, I mean, that is such a confidence builder. If you are new to quilting, it's such a confidence builder to be able to get it done so fast and learn all the skills. Here's your express. Now this one is called sophisticated stripes. Strips, not stripes. Yeah, this is your sophisticated strips. So again, similar sort of look, similar sort of concept, $11.99 for your 80-20. All on one big sheet. No cutting required, all on one big sheet, $11.99. Should we have a look at the finished one? It's quite difficult, isn't it? So this has got a little bit more detail. There you are. I like that in the block colours. It's big, isn't it? It's big. Yeah, that's a really nice baby play mat or changing mat even if you eau de coat it. I love it. Can you tell I love the eau de coat? How many times have I said eau de coat today? It's quite a big changing mat, isn't it? It could be a big baby. There we are. So it is a big quilt. How big is this then? 40 by 50 inches. 40 by 50 inches. So all of this is on the details, and every single pack as well will come with comprehensive instructions. So that's $11.99. Fusible batting. When I say batting, same as wadding, and batting is the American term, tomato, tomato, potato, potato. Who says potato? Have you ever met anybody that says potato? You say potato, I say potato, we all say potato. No one says potato. Okay. I haven't got an example for this, but it's, again, the 80-20. I think a lot of people, now, it is personal preference. And for your first project, yeah, go for polyester. But if you have used your 80-20, then I'd go for this one. If you have used 80-20, then you won't look back. This, you only have 22 seams, 22 seams. So it's another one. Again, this is why it says Quilt As You Go Express. It's going to be quick and easy. Now, have you seen it? A lot of people are saying they haven't seen it. Correct me if I'm wrong, but have you seen this one? There you are, our director saying, I practically live here and I've not seen this. And he said that with such a happy inflection in his voice. $17.99. So maybe you've done one of the other express ones, the 12 seam one, and you're thinking, right, I'm confident now. 22 seams now, and you'll be able to do this one. Once again, exactly the same as the polyester, all numbered, like colouring in by numbers, isn't it? Just with fabric. So there you are. That's lovely, isn't it? And it's a sense of achievement. This is why the Facebook page has been brilliant, hasn't it? The Sewn Quarter fan page on Facebook, everybody's sharing it and everyone's saying, I love the encouragement. Or if you haven't got anybody near you that does sewing or is interested in sewing, sometimes it's like, oh, yeah, that's nice, but they don't get it. They don't get the time and the tears and the stress. But no, they don't get it. But we all get it here. On the Sewn Quarter fan page, we all get it. So that is, once again, your Quilt As You Go Express, $17.99. John Scott, I think, is maybe actually, I was going to say maybe there's a reason why we couldn't find the finished one, because maybe it's not been done before. Could have gone to the NEC, or it might not have ever been done before. So, right, let us know if you've seen it. Let us know if you've seen it. And this is another large quilt. This is all one. This is all one as well. This is Express, but this is a different batting / wadding. This is your 100% polyester. 100% polyester. Yeah, a lot of people saying they haven't seen this one either. This is so cool. We don't often do the big Quilt As You Go, do we? The one-piece Quilt As You Go. Quite often it is the 6-block. So this is 12 seams. Easy peasy, even for me, even for, you know, beginners, anybody that's starting out. If you've just done your patchwork and you're just doing your single layers and you want to start quilting, but it's quite daunting, great to start here. Even people who have quilted for years and years still love Quilt As You Go, love Quilt As You Go. I know Jess was saying, I love Quilt As You Go. She's been sewing years and years and years and quilting for years. So try something new. Now, this one is one that is, yeah, this one's half done. This one's half done. Oh! Not, well, I say it's half done, it's more than half done. This is the stage that you get to before you bind it. So at this point, it will look like this. You'll then cut your batting or wadding. There you are. And then you will bind it, which of course we have got the binding clips as well available, which will be on the website, which we can show you today. But you can see just on the edge, there you are. You just cut down this edge then. You've got your quilting sandwich, 3 layers. Cut the edge and then bind them together. Ta-da! Just bind it as you normally would a normal quilt. So voila. Easy peasy. Tutorials are all on the website, and this is a great feature on these Quilt As You Go Express, or Quilt As You Go in general. All of them have their own easy to follow instructions that watch the videos. Okay, I'll just put this on the shelf. Yeah, okay. So this, sorry, once you have bound it, you get this, lovely. There's my octopus upside down. Don't you hate it when your octopus is upside down? There we are. Oh, it's so annoying, isn't it, when your octopus is upside down? What are they on about? Okay. A lot of these fabrics, they're from the Heather Bailey collection. That's the songs, the Beatles songs. Octopus's Garden, isn't it? So it's a really nice way to show fabrics that, you know, big chunks of fabric, once again, that you might not use in different projects. You want to see that whole octopus. And it's a big space, isn't it? The Octopus's Garden. Oh, it's lovely. And we've mixed that in there with the macawas. Speak to our customer service team or email in if there is a specific fabric that you're thinking, I want that fabric, I want that octopus in the centre. And we'll see if there's any availability. We will see for you if there's any availability. Okay, so this is our favourite. I'm not allowed favourites, but this is my favourite. This is beautiful. It's the one with the metallic rose gold sheen. It's just beautiful. Look at this. So you've got Macawa solids. And Lewis and Irene, which is one of our favourites, Lewis and Irene designer fabric. We have got some. I think it was in Natasha's Miss It, Miss Out the other day. Literally 2 days ago, it was in Natasha's Miss It, Miss Out. But if I just rock back and forth, you might see that metallic sheen. It's lovely. It's almost like gold leaf. So pretty. But look at that, how you've got the solids, but also those lovely peacocks. Natasha said she I can't think what she said she made, but she thought, oh, they're tigers, and had it upside down. Oh, that was Amy Butler peacocks. That was a different peacock. They're lovely, aren't they? It's a lovely symbol, though, isn't it? And that's just with the solid pink on the back as well. That's beautiful. Jess loves this one. So let's have a look at this packet. All of the Quilt As You Go, even the express ones, will come with the packet, with the instructions. Oh, sorry, Wayne. Note it down that I'm ripping this one open. So once we're in, on the front, once again, it has got, remember, all of the different fabric sizes that you will need. It will also tell you where to go if you want to watch the demonstration on YouTube. It's all on here. These are your instructions. So once again, just like following a recipe, just like when you're cooking, it will tell you your ingredients, what you will need, exactly what cuts. Now, they are quite specific cuts, so just make sure that you're getting these accurate. Get your cutting accurate. You've got your notes, you've got what you'll need, you've got your, of course, your comprehensive instructions. There you are. A lot of people multi-buying. A lot of people actually multi-buying. Remember, it is one post in packaging all day long. So if you bought in Jess's hour and you've already checked out, don't worry, only one post in packaging. A lot of companies that actually do charge every single time that you check out. And it's just a small postage charge of $2.95 per day. So that is your Colorado cabin quilt. Let me open this out. I've opened it now, so I might as well open it out. But I mean, look at this. Sorry. It is, once again, all numbered, all laid out. These are placing lines, not stitching lines, remember. So all of them are numbered. I'm not sure whether you will be able to see on the screen. Yeah, maybe. 11, 7, 3, there you go, 11. 11 and 7, there you are. And you will make one huge quilt with this. Does it say on? Well, it will say. Let me see. Oh, this is a 40 by 40, 40 inch by 40 inch square. So there you are. Right. Can I pass them all across to Wayne? Whilst we show a still of the bundle that we've put together. So we've put together some essentials for your quilt as you go. Your best press, your magic clips, your banana cuff safety pins, which a lot of these are great for you, not just quilt as you go, but for your quilting as well, and for other projects that you're going to be doing, and your batting tape as well, and your batting tape. Now, we've still got more. I told you there was a lot going on. It was about 10 to 8 this morning. We were all in a bit of a run-round panic because we hadn't even started to get ready. I hadn't got my cement mixer warmed up for my makeup. Before we move on, we've got another photograph. Thank you for all of your photographs. Please keep in touch with me. It's lovely to have your company. Look at all these pampered pooches. Not only have they got doggy... Apparently, greyhounds really like Quilt As You Go. This is another greyhound. So we've had the pampered pooch with the doggy placemat. This is a pampered pooch named Willow, making use of the comfy quilt. I mean, that is fantastic. I love that. Not only do they have a doggy placemat, a quilt as well. That's the hopscotch one, I think. Tell me if I'm wrong. Is it fair and square? Let us know. It's lovely though, isn't it? Oh, what gorgeous doggy. I'm loving all these doggy pictures. This is completely different now. This is, I say completely different. Still Quilt As You Go. Still same principle. Let's start with the placemats. Placemat, yeah. I say placemats. We've only got one placemat, haven't we? Yeah. So now with this packet, you've got enough to make 6 placemats. How good is that? You get 6 placemats. Now if you've got your own fabric, you know, left over, if you've bought a fat quilt or if you've bought one of the jelly rolls and you want to make sure that you're on trend with your placemats, or you're going with your colour scheme of your dining room or kitchen, then there you go. A summer garden party, ones for outside. These are lovely. $15.99. We no longer have this this collection, but these are examples of this pattern. So it's a lovely pattern, isn't it? So they're big, they're big. It's 80-20 batting. Only 20 seams to complete each placemat, and you get 6 placemats in each packet. Great for beginners, great for beginners, or experts. It is great for experts. It's something that you're going to be able to do very, very fast and easy. Great gift, $15.99. There you go. A packet will make 6 placemats. They're really, really nice. And you can put them in the wash. So you can put them in the wash, and also you can eau de coat them, so then you can wipe them down. I love the eau de coat. Honestly, it's the first time that I've seen this eau de coat, and I just use it on everything. I would eau de coat my whole house. Be like, oh, it's all waterproof, which is probably what Hannah needs to do in her house. My producer, Hannah, is quite clumsy. She's the only one that knows how to use these Tommy Tippy cups that, well, they bought her a whole range for her, so she doesn't spill things on the computer. So this is, once again, your 80-20, 80% cotton, 20% polyester. Batting with all of your numbers. A lot of people, if I'm being brutally honest, when I've asked the questions that you will ask at home. I've said, okay, which one shall I get? Which one's better? And all the experts have said, look, try your polyester if you want to just have a go, but as soon as you use this, then you won't look back. $15.99, and as I say, you can wash it. You can still wash them. A lot of people have got them in their baskets. Be aware, it is one of the most popular Quilt As You Goes, so beware, beware, check out of your basket. John Scott's not seen this. No, I asked John yesterday, I was at the sewing show, and he said, come along, you've got to have a look around everywhere, and it was so good. I went to say goodbye to John, but he was literally being like, he had a lot of his fans all around him, so I just gave him a wave from afar. But he then messaged me last night, sent me a big thing, and he said, I haven't seen that table runner, you've got the first look at that table runner, I've not seen it. It has been on before, I think with Tash. John's not had the chance of doing this. I love table runners. The only time I ever, because I've only got one table runner, and it'll only come out at Christmas, it'll only come out at one time a year, but if I had the chance of making my own and being able to be a bit creative, and you just have it all year round. In the summer, you know, to put all of the bowls and the food, you know, all the bowls of food out on the side, a barbecue or a buffet type, and this would be lovely. Dinner parties. Oh, they just look nice. Who is it that's got one? I know somebody that's got one just on their, you know, if you've got a nice not coffee table, like sideboard, and people come round and they'll just put their mug on it, you're thinking, oh, it's going to leave a mark. So you could just have this just there, ready for those people. Do not do that if you don't want to sound crazy. Like, don't put your mug there. You can do this. I'm started painting some furniture. I haven't glossed the top of my spare room, and it was a bad idea. So I could put something like this on the top of the cabinet next to the bed. I know. Look at that. So the finished size of the table runner is 48 inches by 15 inches. This is, again, 80-20, 80% cotton. Already people checking out really quickly. It is the only table runner that we have. Only 20 of these, less than 20 in fact now, less than 20 available. So once again, all like colouring by numbers with fabrics. Like all of these, you do have the instructions along with it. You have the YouTube tutorial. If you would like a specific date, it was shown here on the Sewing Quarter. Email Hannah and she'll be able to find out what date it was exactly. She is producing at the moment, but she will get back to you and let you know what date. She's multitasking right now, so she said before she gets home, here's the email address. Get in touch with her and she'll get the dates to you. studio@sewingquarter.com. This is the great thing about having us here. We are always here, every day, so we can help you along. Even if you get this home and you're struggling, you're thinking, I don't know, get in touch with us and one of our experts will get in touch back in touch with you. So there's your placemat. I really like that. And it's going to look completely different with different fabrics as well, isn't it? Right. Your next one, should we do the floor? We've got a floor decor. I absolutely love this fabric. This is Jess's. This is Jess's actually. She made this mat. Now this is a different backing. You don't need a backing, in fact. This is a different, same principle, but it's a different fabric on the back, basically. It's more of like a plasticized fabric. Works completely fine with your machine. I think I'm going to have to open one up to show you, but you don't put a backing on it. So this is just 2 layers. This is a like a cheese on toast, not a full sandwich. But this is awesome. That is such gorgeous fabric. Such gorgeous fabric. Now we've got a photograph of, have a look at this. Veronica! Veronica's made this. Oh, it looks lovely with your tiles as well, doesn't it, Veronica? Yeah, nice seaside-y fabrics with those solids, and yeah, that's really, really nice. Because the first thing I asked, which I know you're probably going to be saying the same thing, is this going to be all right with my machine? And yeah, it's absolutely fine. You can use this with your machine. So exactly the same principle. It's just one big piece. You don't need to cut. And you will lay out where you want your fabrics, cut your fabrics, and lay out. Painting. Oh no, there we are. I was thinking it's not fantastic for our cameraman, but he's done a fantastic job. There we are, you can see now. All your numbers. Oh, there you are, 10, 1. Start in the middle and go out, and you can have a bit of a play around. So, same principle, same principle. It will all be explained to you what the solid lines and what the dotted lines mean in your instructions. All of these will come with instructions. There is enough to make one finished mat size 25 inches by 36 inches. So once again, you have a front and back instructions. There you are. Please, can I show you just a couple of examples of these mats? Sue, okay, Sue. Is the mat non-slip suitable for the bathroom? It does have a slight non-stick feeling to it, but they advise, you know, you can put little stickers that you can put at the bottom of rugs, like little suction or sticky bits that so you don't have the slip. Yeah. They do, when you get it home, you'll feel that it does have a non-sort of slip feel to it, but I wouldn't guarantee it in the bathroom. I don't want you getting out of the shower and me telling you that, oh no, you won't slip, and then you slip. I've only been here for 5 shows. I don't think I'll be here for many more. So yeah, I wouldn't advise, it's got a slight texture to it, but I wouldn't say that it's non-slip. It's quite tacky though. Okay, so also I was going to ask, one of my questions are, how is this fused? How does this stick then to your, oh, you just quilt as you go, you just quilt straight away. Okay. There isn't an adhesive to it at all. Oh, so if you do want to use clips or pins, then you can if you're more comfortable, but be careful with pinning because you're going through a plastic. But yeah, I think just use clips. Or you'll be fine anyway. Your wonder clips would probably be best, but yeah, you should be fine anyway. How lovely is this? In terms of suitable for a bathroom, it can be washed. It can be washed. This one can be washed. Who's the designer of this fabric? Tim Holtz fabric. I've not seen Tim Holtz yet, and there's a couple. We're doing the carry-on bag with Tim Holtz as well. It's lovely. I don't know whether we've got it available at the minute. Speak to our customer service team and see what's there. But everybody knows Tim Holtz. They're all saying, it's Tim Holtz. You recognise it straight away. So there's... No, I've not shown the hedgehog. This is completely different. Oh, I love that. There you are. Look at these hedgehogs. This one actually doesn't really matter so much, but do lay it all out. Lay it all out exactly how you want it before you start stitching them together. The reason I say that, because some of the fabrics that you might choose might be a directional fabric. I thought this was, but now no, all of the hedgehogs are spinning round. They're in all directions. So it doesn't really matter on this one. But if you are using a fabric that does have a direction, then lay them out and make sure you know exactly where you want them before you start stitching all together. Okay. A different design now. This is your stripy rug. What's this one called? This is floor decor. They all just called floor decor. Decor. It's just called stripe. Okay. We are stripy. This is another one. You know, if I say if you've got a really nice big piece of fabric that you want to use, it's very detailed. You use a lot of fabric with these. Good size, really good size. You know, one of those that you step out of your bed if you've got a laminate or a wood or a vinyl. I hate that first step out of bed into a horrible cold floor. So this would be perfect. Also, we've got, I live in a flat that's got like a terrace, and we could do with having a mat like this just as soon as you come into the hall, but one that looks nice. So that looks beautiful, doesn't it? And even the edging, I love the binding on this one, how they've actually, the stitch that we've used across the binding is actually a feature. So you've got so many options. There's lots to think about, and there's lots to choose. Have a look at the picture. If you see this picture, you're thinking, oh, I don't know how to do that. I have no idea. This is so simple. It's made very, very easy with the instructions and with this Quilt As You Go kit. So Hannah, my producer, is now trademarking the step out of bed rug. She's taking it to Dragon's Den because she thinks it's going to be a good thing. Does it exist? Does it already exist? It is definitely a thing. Okay, so there you go. Now, a lot of these are already selling out. A lot of over the last hour are selling out. I'm going to head over to have a look at some of the more limited ones and just recap. Let's start with the cats and dogs. Can we show the picture of the lovely Pooch earlier, the greyhound? Oh, we have, if we've got him there. So it was Snowflake Bill, wasn't it? We have Willow and Snowflake Bill. So, oh, this is lovely. This is the first time we've done Quilt As You Go pets. And it's perfect. There he is, Snowflake Bill. And I have got his name right, haven't I? With his doggy placemat, pampered Pooch, perfect to put, you know, for your Pooch's dinner time. It's lovely, isn't it? And you could actually have it matching your placemats. So they have theirs and you have yours. So that's the doggy one. That's $10.99. We've had a question. Okay, 11 inches by 18 inches, that is, by the way. The table runner. The fabric that we had in the example, we currently don't stock, I'm afraid. Have a look on the website, though, because there's so many different fabrics, you might find something similar on there. That was a collection that we can't get hold of anymore, so I don't think we're going to be able to get it back in either. Well, Hannah's saying we won't be able to get it back in. Have a look, though. If you've got a cat, if you got a pussy cat, we can't leave the cats out. I know quite often we've done a lot of doggy things here on the show, and the cat lovers have been kicking off saying, come on, where are all the cat accessories? So here we are. A lot of people multi-buying these. The binding's lovely as well, another detailed binding. It's very difficult to show you the full collection, but we've done it. You've been asking and we've done it. So thank you so much. Don't go anywhere though, because Jess is back and we've got another weekend bag coming up on the other side of this.
Join us on Facebook. Simply search for The Sewing Quarter and like our page for the latest news and more.
On Monday the 19th of March, we're joined by dressmaker Amanda Wyatt for 2 fabulous hours of fashion. At 9 AM, Amanda will make a stunning Vogue crepe tunic with matching trousers. The fitted tunic has front and back yokes in contrasting ivory and black crepe for a standout finish you'll be wanting to get your hands on. Then at 10 a.m, Amanda will be back to give us plenty of useful tips on using sewing patterns. So sit back and relax as Amanda teaches us everything we need to know. So join us at 9 a.m. on Monday the 19th of March to see Amanda and her makes. Only on Sewing Quarter, Freeview Channel 78 and Sky Channel 678. On Sunday the 25th of March, tune in for an exciting hour of brand new gorgeous Liberty fabric with the lovely Jenny Smith. Liberty London is a haven for fabric lovers, with dressmakers and quilters from all over the country flocking to their shop to get their hands on Liberty's stylish range of eclectic bold prints. We'll be bringing you their brand new Cottage Garden range, which is the second in their new quilting weight fabric collection. So make sure you tune in when we bring you a range of over 20 Liberty fabrics to choose from, coming in beautiful shades of dusky pinks, denim blues and cool corals. These beautifully patterned fabrics are soon to become instant Liberty classics. Jenny will be showing us her favourites from the range and making you swoon over these pretty half meters you'll be itching to buy for your stash. So make sure you don't miss our Look at Liberty on Sunday the 25th of March, 8 a.m, only on Sewing Quarter, Freeview Channel 78 and Sky Channel 678. On Thursday the 29th of March, make sure you don't miss a Sewing Quarter exclusive when we're joined by special guest Susie Johns. Susie will be launching her book live on air with signed books available to buy exclusively for Sewing Quarter viewers a week before it hits the shops. Her book, Fat Quarter Bags and Purses, is perfect for helping you find ways to use up leftover fabric and comes with beautifully photographed step-by-step instructions. She will be demonstrating 2 makes from her book, including her roomy shoulder bag with contrasting fabrics and a bright bold lining. This make is a must-have. Susie's also making an arts and crafts caddy, perfect for storing away those bits and pieces essential for any crafter. With handy pockets for needles, this practical carrier will even fit in books so that you're never far away from your next project. So don't miss this on Thursday the 29th of March, only on Sewing Quarter, Freeview Channel 78 and Sky Channel 678.
I was literally just standing behind the desk with these, and they said, you can't see you've got a bag, you just look like you're wearing braces. I love these. These are Jess's designs. These are Jess's bags that were originally from Simply Sewing, but we've got them today. We've got them bundled, and we're going to, because we have actually seen this one before on the show. I've seen this one before, but we're going to see how you can do some additions to this bag as well. So, I just wanted to show you before I was wearing my braces like this. Let's start with the Heather Bailey. The big floral, now it is a big weekend bag. We all need a weekend away, and it's so useful. So useful. Not only would it be a great weekend bag, it would also be a great bag to take to all of your workshops, because you can get your projects or the gym. I don't know what the only gym that I know is Jim, who serves me at the takeaway place. But, so yeah, this would be a great gym bag if you are nice and healthy going to the gym. Okay, let's start with that bundle. This is lovely. This is Heather Bailey. Bundles are fab. You get so much in these bundles. Not only are you getting, how much fabric do you get here? 2.5 meters. 2.5 meters of fabric. So you get, there we are. You get the Heather Bailey designer fabric, 2 of your Makawa solids, your instructions, your thread, your zip, all of that for $37.99. Nice zip as well. Now your Heather Bailey is a meter. Turquoise is a meter. 1/2 meter of your bright, and I must say, the camera compresses the color. That is bright orange, bright. It goes so beautifully with the Heather Bailey, and really nice then for the strap. This zip, I know that Jess will talk to us about this, because this will go perfectly with this bag, because it's a heavy duty zip. It is a heavy duty zip. It's 71 centimetres and it's a big zip. There's nothing more frustrating for me when I've got a lot in my bag and it's got a little fiddly zip. So that's fantastic. A nice big heavy duty zip in there. And you also have your comprehensive instructions that are written by Jess herself. So we can talk, there she is. Hannah, where's this come from? You can also make, you've also got the, oh, you can make it so that the straps can come out, that you can put your yoga mat in there. Hannah off to yoga and the gym. There it is. So there you go, you've got all of your templates and your instructions in there. Photocopy them, and then you can reuse them. So that's your Heather Bailey, which we are going to be using with the orange thread as well. Tim Holtz, I have an example of. This is a designer that I've only been introduced to today, and everybody's kind of like, duh, you know Tom Holtz, of course you do, he's so cool. All of these fabrics are beautiful. Look at this. Very limited on this bundle, but I love his fabric. It is so unique. You know it when you see it. A bit like Tulip Pink, it's got its own distinctive feel. How much you pay when you go to a boutique shop to get something completely unique? There's nothing more frustrating, I think, than when you go into a shop that you can almost say, I know exactly where you bought that, because I've seen a million of them. I love this. They don't look homemade. There's nothing wrong with, I love the homemade look, but these have got that great professional finish. So this is, this one, sorry. The only other bundle with a zip. This is the only other bundle with a zip. You get 1 metre of your Tim Holtz fabric. Now this is from the Eclectic Elements range. We love it. You get 1 metre of Macawa cappuccino. Half a metre of your Macawa bright red, which is just perfect because it just takes the, you know, the red, highlights the red in the Tim Holtz fabrics. A lot of people have put it in your baskets. We are starting with a very, very low quantity of 5, grand total of 5. So please do be careful on that one if you put it in your basket. These are the only 2 bundles that have these heavy duty zips. We will be selling them separately, don't worry, but with this one you do get the zip as well. And your cappuccino thread. A lot of people have asked, if you've already got a zip at home, if you're saying, I've already got a zip at home, I don't need a zip. So we have actually done some bundles without the zips. So we've got the Sashko inspired fabric. This is 7-berry designer fabric, and it's lovely, isn't it? I know a lot of people love the Sashko kind of look. We've done shows, haven't we, of it? There you go, we brought this fabric in for your love of Sashko. It's sending our cameras crazy, isn't it? You're getting 1 metre of your stars, stitched stars. That's a bit of a mouthful in the morning, isn't it? You then get 1 metre of azure and half a metre of marine blue. You get the blue thread and your instructions. That is a brand new bundle for today. Beautiful. Brand new bundle for today. Then, Beth Studley, one of our favourites. Beth Studley fabric. Beth Studley, again 1 metre. And 1 metre of the pink. And also half a metre, sorry, of your bright orange. It looks more red on screen, but it's actually bright orange. It's lovely. So there you are with your instructions, and you get a pink thread. I think that Beth Studley fabric is going to look really, really, really nice with that weekend bag, isn't it? Did we get it right? Is this Adita Sitar? We don't know yet. We're going to have a look, but this is, it is lovely fabric, isn't it? Now, this is the one that we're actually working with today. This is the Sweet Berry designer fabric, which Jess is going to be working with today. Yay, it is Adita Sitar. 24.99. One of the most popular designers. You get the burgundy thread. You get 1 metre of port. Yeah, port. I'll see that. 1/2 metre of beige. Oh, there's nothing beige about that. It's beautiful, isn't it? I don't like the word beige. There we are. And your thread. And you get your instructions as well. So, all of that bundle all together. Oh no, the bag. So there it is, that whole bundle all together. Now. Hello. Hello, hello, Jess. Now this is your bag.
It is. It's my bag. I've done it a few times now, but
back by popular demand.
It is. I do love it. It has to be said. I haven't made one yet. I haven't had time, but I will be making one because I think it's a really nice little travel bag. I love it in the Tim Holtz.
Yes.
I love that fabric. It's just divine, and I love the one that Bex did as well. And this fabric, I'm not sure who did this fabric. I can't remember the name of the fabric.
This is Heather Bailey.
Heather Bailey. It's lovely, isn't it? It's a really sort of retro feel to it, especially with the hot orange. It's like really bright orange. It just
really works well.
Zing.
Retro.
And it's a really simple bag to make. We'll just open Bex's up. It's got this lovely zip. I'll talk about the zip in a minute. This one has just got a lining which is hand sewn in, really easy to do. You could embellish this whatever you want. You could put a pocket in there. It's up to you. It's just, here we have the particular one, and you can actually change it as you want. I know there's a lady on the Facebook fan page.
That's the one going across the bottom, by the way.
Okay. The lady on the Facebook fan page who's actually adapted the pattern for a sewing machine cover, which was brilliant. I thought that was great, and I told her that was a really good idea. As a designer, it's lovely to see people adapt your own patterns, because it means it's being used, and that's the important thing. I think what she actually did was she didn't have a zip. She had the gusset going all the way around and a little hole there for her handle. So I thought that was a really nice. It is the right shape as well. I mean, it will actually fit your sewing machine.
Perfect.
Yes, there we are. And of course, it comes with this wonderful zip.
Yes, it does. Now we've got 2 bundles that come with the zips. These 2 bundles, the Heather Bailey and the Tim Holtz. There are only 2 Tim Holtz bundles left. That's it. We were very limited at the start, but if you have got it in your basket, please do check out. So there it is. Just have a quick look. It is beautiful fabric, isn't it? I mean, you are a big fan of Tim Holtz anyway, aren't you?
We make loads of stuff for Sewing Quarter, and there's things I've got my eye on, which if there's ever a clear out, I want that one. I want a Tim Holtz. I hope someone's listening in the office. There's also a Tim Holtz bag I did as well, like a tote bag, which I absolutely love, and a couple of the quilts. Thank you very much. But yes, this one, and you can see better as well. You can see the lining of this one's this lovely, I don't know if it's called cappuccino.
Yes,
or is it cappuccino?
Is the cappuccino.
It's lovely sort of pink. I think if it's a Farrow board colour, they might call it elephant's breath or something weird like that, or dead salmon. Who knows? But I love that colour. It really sets it off very nicely. And this wonderful zip. So I thought what we...
Yeah, these heavy-duty zips are brilliant, aren't they? We're just going to have to run these through because these new bundles don't come with the zip. So if you've already got a zip, maybe, then we thought of you. But if you do want to buy the zip separately, then we'll run them through. Now, we've got them in... Where's my other ones? White.
Brilliant. Oh, that grey. I've got the sample of that grey.
I'll hold them. There we are. So we've got and they are fantastic, big, heavy-duty zips.
Really nice, really nice. That's not going to rip, and I've got a few zips that sort of come apart after many use, but this is a solid, chunky one. It will last you.
Grey one. This one's great for winter, actually, isn't it? There you are. Your grey, heavy-duty zip. We just want to run these through, so then they are. If you're watching online, they will be at the bottom of the screen. There you are. If you want to adapt them, like the lady on the Facebook page, then you can. You might not need a zip, but if you do want a zip, there you are, £6.99. These are great to just have anyway, ready, aren't they, for any other projects that you've got?
Really nice.
And the navy blue. Which
is the one with the Heather Bailey, isn't it, the navy blue?
Yeah, that works really well with the Heather Bailey. There we are. Again, £6.99. For your heavy-duty zips. You are going to show us, actually, how to...
Yeah, I'll talk through
this and stitch it in.
Yeah. So with this particular zip, first of all, when you tend to buy zips, I think a lot of people do. I know I do. I tend to buy zips which are bigger than I actually need, and then I've got a stash of zips because it's easier to cut down a zip rather than actually you might have to add tabs to the end or something. With these particular, I just grab one back. Sorry. With these particular zips. With other zips, you tend to snip the bottom bit off if you want it shorter. With these ones, you don't. You leave the bottom as it is, and you snip the top.
Okay.
So what you actually do, and I won't draw on it, but we'll just imagine, because I don't want to wreck the zip. If you wanted to shorten it, you'd work out the length you actually want and then draw a line across there where you actually want it to be, then move those down because then they separate and then you cut.
Right, okay.
Okay, don't try and guess it because you can actually move it up and then do it like that.
I quite like this colour with this bundle.
I like that colour bundle.
What colour would you use?
I would probably, I actually really like,
use that.
I also like the grey. I think the grey looks quite interesting. Maybe not. No, well, actually no, the dark navy would look really lovely. It goes well with this, what's this colour? We call it burgundy? Port. Port's very nice.
So this bundle, by the way, this is the sweet berry bundle that Jess is going to be working with, and that we think would look lovely with the navy.
Yeah, the navy would look lovely.
We're calling it Adita Sitar, but it is actually called the sweet berry bundle.
Really cute. Now, when we, I'm afraid I didn't actually get the fabric in time for the show, so lovely Adele's been prepping for me. So we'll talk about this and we can talk about embellishing. And we've also just found, when I did the show, I think that
we've got the dates of the show,
Hannah will find them, the dates of the show. So
there was the 9th of the 2nd, so 9th of Feb, and the 3rd of March. So it was only...
one of them was me. I'm not sure which one's me. It might be the 9th of Feb.
But you can watch them on YouTube anyway.
This is when we don't have this fabric. I don't think we have it anymore, but this is just so I can show you part of the makes and the zip part.
Right.
Because this is as far as we got when we were doing this one. This is this lovely, this is a slightly different fabric, as you can see. This is when I reached the stage of actually sewing it on, but you can see the gusset strip, it's been cut there, and you've got this one left here, okay? With this particular pattern as well, we've got our lovely H640 again. If you buy a metre of that, that's enough to do the entire bag. And you'll have a little scrap left over because you need it for the front and the back panels, and then your sort of strip to go all the way around like this.
Now that's on the website as well.
It's on the website.
It is on the website.
So when you sew the actual bag, this is just to give you an example. When you sew the bag, you do the gusset strip first. You sew your zip onto these two parts. You add these end bits, which are always cut too long than you actually need. The reason being is then you start in the middle, find your middle point between the sort of zip centre, as it were, and match your middle point on your bag. You can still see it's still vaguely. Lovely Wayne went and found this for me. It's brilliant because we've been looking for it this morning.
There it is.
You can just see the faded mark, so that's the centre part. And then you pin your outer to your bag and you clip as you go. That's how you go around a curve.
Okay, yeah.
So that you clip where you go, making sure that this particular point should line up with the mark point there. It's like 2 millimetres off, that's not bad. You go all the way around, including the bottom bit where you have a little bit of a clip as well. Where's the camera? Oh, it's really weird with the camera, you sort of go the wrong way, don't you? And that reaches the middle point, and you can see you've got a bit left over, which is fine, you need that bit. And then, once you're happy with this bit, you then repeat for the other side, and you end up with it like that. Then you sew those two bits together, and then you attach the other one, making sure you open your zip before you attach the other one, because then you won't be able to open it. Like any purse. So I've done it. I know that I'm fairly certain there'll be other designers out there who go, yep, we've all done it. You forget, and you suddenly go, hang on a minute, and you open it like this.
The wrong way, yeah.
So with this particular one, we'll talk about the actual straps as well. So straps, I know that we have webbing. I don't know if we've actually got any webbing to show, but I know we do.
We haven't got it to show.
But we do have it online.
No.
If you prefer to actually make bags with webbing, I like having both options. So do you want to talk about the H60 first?
Just very, very briefly. We did just mention it, but it is available. We used it in that first hour. You can see it there, how it's been used, and you said you've used it virtually all over the bag.
Yeah, I use it on all the bag. The wonderful thing about this as well, because you can see it's Vilseline, with this particular fabric, it always has the printed border. You don't need to cut it off because
you can't see it.
You can't see it, and you can't see it on any of our fabrics.
Even the lighter, even the Tom Holtz.
Even this one, you can't see it.
Now, how much do you get in here, metre? So will I have enough in here for the bag?
Easily, yes. Just don't sort of, cut a bit here and a bit there. Just work out where it's going to be. You will have enough for your bag. It's good for your stash anyway, isn't it? Even if if you love your bag making. I
love
it, and it's so easy to do. It really is. I'll show you how to do it. You can have a little go if you want as well. So you
can we show the thickness of it? Because look, it is different to interfacing order that you've seen before. This has got like a bit of a rough side here. Can you? Which is your fusible side, isn't it? And then you've got that soft side that we all know there. So then how do you just fuse it with an iron? You can just fuse it
with an iron. So you actually, we've got the bits here. So you have, I think you have exactly the same amount of fabric for your lining and your your main front. So you might decide you actually prefer to have the plain on the outside and the funky is the lining, depending on what you actually prefer to do. So whichever one you actually prefer to do, for all pieces, for your gusset strips, of which there are 2 fat ones, which go from the zip point down to the edge, and 2 thinner ones, which go on either side of the zip. And then for your front and your back of your bag, you fuse for all of them. It's really easy to do, even ironing, even sewing through sort of really thick layers like this. What I would say, just a top tip, this you don't need a walking foot to sew through. It doesn't shift, it's fine. When you're sewing a zip-on, when you've got a fabric like this, when you actually pin your zip in place, a lot of times you pin like this, don't pin like this. This is when you're actually first sewing it on. So when you actually got the zip the right way around.
Okay, why do we need to see that?
Because without do you know a walking foot?
Yeah.
A walking foot. So a walking foot will actually push all your layers of fabric through in once. So when you're doing quilting, you've got a top and a bottom. Like if you've got bags, you can have up to layers and layers of fabric. And without a walking foot, it creeps along. So when you see, I remember before I had a walking foot, I'd do quilting, and you'd end up, it would sort of shift. Your wadding would sort of be slightly squished, and it was sort of like that sort of line. And then you cut it down, which is why traditionally you always have your backings bigger than your wadding, and then your wadding slightly smaller than your backing, and then your main front piece is smaller than all 3 layers. With a walking foot, you don't really need that, because a walking foot will shift will actually move all of it together. So without a walking foot, and when I did this in the office last time as prep, couldn't find the walking foot for the machine. So it started to creep. So I just went through, and you can get away without it as long as you do close pins like this, because that fabric isn't going to move. This fabric may slightly...
Yeah, not everyone has a walking foot.
Yeah, so if you pin it like this, your sort of layers will actually hold sort of that level as opposed to slightly move. Does that make sense to you?
Yeah, that makes sense.
It does move.
We've had a nice message from Glynis.
Hello.
It's not here yet. Nice to see you, Vicki and Jess. Lovely lovely watching you whilst I'm cutting out bags. Perfect, Glynis.
Are you going to send a pic so we can see what your bag looks like?
Yes, please send me pictures. You have to email me and we'll put them on the Facebook page as well.
Everyone loves a bag. Everyone loves a bag. Now, also, with this particular bag, with a lot of bags, you actually sew your strap into your gusset. As you can see with this one, I haven't.
Yeah.
The reason for that is because I wanted to be able to... The idea was it was originally designed as like a sort of a gym yoga bag. So when you look at the outside image, can you see it upside down? You can see it upside down, can't you? So you've got sort of straps which are, on one side, the straps are sewn flush. And on the other side, the straps were attached a bit at the top and then open, sort of flappy as it were. And then you had another strap at the bottom, and then that created like a
hoop that you can put your yoga mat in.
with D-rings, so you can put your yoga mat in.
Perfect.
So whatever you actually want to do. I mean, I remember talking to, I can't remember if it was with John or Tash, I can't remember. And I was saying, if you didn't, the idea of that, you weren't too keen on that, but you like the idea of having an open bit, what you could do is you could sew your bottom straps on sort of just to there.
Yeah.
And then your top strap, just sort of attach it like I have here, and have this open.
Yeah.
And then you can slot magazines or something in, or newspapers, anything you want to carry around. Yeah, that's the thing, exactly, because it doesn't really matter. The bag isn't, I mean, if you wanted to as well, you could use stiffening. I think we have stiffer, I'm not sure, what was it called? Decoville, or various other sort of things we actually have, which is like sew in or iron on really stiff bag things, so you can actually hold it really stiffly if you want.
So here you are, look, there's a picture of it.
Yeah, the yoga mat. I like the toned in yoga mat as well.
We've got the what, sorry, in the trolley? The D-rings, yeah, so if you do want to add it with the D-rings, then they are available as well.
So, here we are, D-rings. So you've got your D-rings there. These are gone, these are being sort of put in the bag, so they've gone a bit sort of strange, but yes, the D-rings like that. So you would actually, let me just get this strap out. Do they come in 4? Yeah, 4. So you need a slightly big one. This one, I think you need a bigger size than that for this particular one, because it depends on what strap you're doing. This is a 12 centimetre strap, and we'll talk about that in a second, which is then folded and folded to make it 3 centimetres. So you need something which fits 3 centimetres in. If that one is 20 millimetres, and you've only got these or these other ones you can get to, just make sure your straps are slightly thinner. I wouldn't go too thin. Yeah. But you could do little delicate bags. If you could always, if you wanted to, size it down.
The larger ones will be on the website, or in fact, Hannah can find them.
Yeah, they can find them. So your D-rings go on Where's the picky? There we go. The D-rings, let's have a look. The D-rings go on the bottom of this long bit here. So imagine this is your strap here. They're sewn on like that. Yeah. A sort of loose strap here. And then the strap, which is at the bottom, then comes up and hooks through.
Right, I understand.
Does that make sense?
Yeah, it makes sense. That's if you do want to do that. That's
if you
just
do,
an extra.
Yeah, it's just an extra, so it goes like that.
Are there any other construction tips that maybe that we can see with this Adidas sitar bundle?
Yes, we can. Right, okay. First of all, we'll just talk about these bits, because sometimes we put that to there. I do love that fabric, it's really nice. Straps, if you do want to do straps, and we talk about, oh, you fold it down, you may not have seen what we actually mean. What we actually mean when we do a strap like that, this is a 12 centimetre, and the same as the 8 o'clock hour, with interfacing ironed onto the reverse. You then fold it in half and press, open, and then fold those twos in and press, fold again and press, and then top stitch. I always top stitch on the fold bit first, and then push my fingers and top stitch along there. Right. And that actually closes this. With the bundles, we've actually got thread, which is the contrast thread, which is the same colour as the lining. If you want, so you can see there,
yeah,
that's
if you
just
want to
quickly
make it
rough.
A feature.
If you want to make it a feature. If you don't, pick a thread which actually matches this particular one.
Okay.
So, when it comes...
We've got an example, here we are.
Oh, let's have a look.
Oh, in fact, we've got this still. There you go.
Yeah,
so you get the port coloured thread as well to go with that port.
Yeah, I mean, you may decide, I think there might be enough, I'm not too sure, you may decide that you could actually make your straps in in the red. Port colour, the port colour.
Same as the lining.
Yeah, same as lining. So, how long have we got? We've got a little while, haven't we? So I'll just remove this particular one. So you can see this is it with the straps which are just sewn on. As you can see, you can't see any of that lovely Vislin. So there we go. So what I thought we could do is, this is just the front as an example. That, you can see, I've just pinned it, but yeah, you could do that particular thing where you just have that open, which would be a really nice feature. And then I thought what we could do is, we talked about embroidery earlier.
Yes,
we did.
I can't wait to learn embroidery. In fact, we've got an embroidery bundle, which we're going to introduce as well. So, shall we recap the bundles and then we can talk about the embroidery?
Yeah,
is that okay? Thank you, Jess. Okay, then we can show you the new embroidery bundle. So, the Tim Holtz has gone. That has actually sold out completely now. If you want the Heather Bailey, this is the only other bundle that we've now got with the zip. This is the only bundle available with the zip. So you get the navy heavy-duty zip. You get your instructions. And of course, remember, it's got the, it has got the options of having your D-rings. It's got the different options available in there, but it's got your comprehensive instructions, your Heather Bailey fabric, a metre of your turquoise, and half a metre of your bright, bright, bright orange, and your bright orange thread. We're down to less than 10. We are down to less than 10 of those, and this is Jess's very own design. Send your adaptations, though. Oh, we've got a photo from Lynn. Lynn's made it! Yay! Way, big cheers from Jess. This is her first attempt of bag making. How good is that?
That means it must have worked.
It's worked. That is brilliant.
I love that.
Thank you so much. We love to see your finished projects. Thank you, Lynn. Adidas sitar, this is the one that we're demoing at the minute. This is one of our favourite designs, one of John Scott's favourite designers. And it's great that, as Jess was saying, you can play around with it, whether you want this as your main colour or whether you want this as your lining. So that's your Adidas sitar, $24.99 for 2.5 metres of fabric. You get a metre of this one, which is your, is this called Sweet Berry? Yes, Sweet Berry. You have your beige, half a metre, and port, a metre. You have the instructions, and you have the port thread as well, which is the one that we're demoing. Then, a third of the stock was gone on the Adidas sitar. Beth Studley, yeah, we do love this one. Perfect for summer. This is a really pretty, bright colour, isn't it? Lovely for holidays. So you've got your Beth Studley designer fabric, a British designer, yay! 2.5 metres. A metre of Beth Studley, a metre of fuchsia, and a metre of bright, half a metre of bright orange. Pink thread, And you've got the instructions, of course, as well. And then the final bundle is your Sashko inspired stitched stars 7 berry fabric. The blue is lovely, isn't it? If you want one, you know, the other ones that we've got are quite vibrant, aren't they? If you do want one that's a bit more, you know, subtle, then this is probably the one to go for. You've got a meter. You've got a meter of the, is that called marine? Aqua, and then this was marine, I think. Half a meter, there we go. Marine blue and azure with your blue thread as well. Now, your embroidery bundle. Okay, you get templates and your skeins. Okay. So, thank you. There you are. So you get your embroidery templates. I'm going to have a go at this, I think. I'm very excited. I'm completely new to embroidery, so it'll be interesting. Be good television. One for the bloopers. So we thought you could actually initial your bag, or you could put, well, you can choose whatever you want. Weekend. Maybe you're using it as a laptop case or your sewing machine cover, and you get your 3 skeins as well. There you go, $5.99. So that's the first time that we've shown that bundle today, and it's just $5.99.
Now then.
Excited.
So these are DMC embroidery threads. Looking at them, I think they are. Anchor or DMC? Oh, they're Anchor. Anchor DMC. Depends which stand catches your eye, I think, when I look at my shop. So you've got some really, really pretty colours. They've got slightly more of a sheen than the big bundle we were looking at earlier, which I did the banner with. But there's some really nice colours, and what I like about them is they've toned in really well, so you can actually, that looked really pretty on that one. Black, of course, goes on everything. Yeah. So it will work on all the ones. I hadn't seen the orange and pink bundle in the trolley earlier, and I want that, and I love the orange and pink together. It's gorgeous. So what I thought we could do is we could talk about the embroidery template. I think Adele's done this one as well. So we've got this one I've been sent. It's on this morning. It's lovely. So you've got loads of different details if you want to do an embroidered tab, which is what I thought we could do. Yeah. And of course, you've got your twirly, tiddly pushes, as my mother used to say. And then this is the sort of more geometric, which is lovely on there as well. So what I thought was we could talk about the different transfer pens. We've got this one on the website, which comes, I think you might have, I don't know if you've got it in the trolley, your little one. This is a
it's scheduled in the next hour anyway. We've got it next hour.
So this is a transfer pen for transferring images. This will not wash out. So no, just be careful.
If you want it to stay on the fabric. If you want
it to stay on there and you're doing sort of bigger embroidery designs, so thick, that's a really good one. Of course, we have this one, which you use the universal light box known as the window to transfer. But we can look at this one. I can show you how this one works.
Brilliant. So this is the transfer pen. It's $2.99 by Prim. And as we say, yeah, this is one that doesn't come off when you iron it or wash it. It stays put, so it's a transfer pen. So you can create your own transfers with this pen and literally iron it on. There you are, $2.99.
Yes, that's $2.99. And what it does do, because I've just done it a few times, is once you've actually done the image, you can iron again and again and again. It comes off. What you do note, I'll just show you here where I've been merrily practicing.
Here's one I made earlier.
Here's one I made earlier. Let's put it on white so you can see it a bit better. I'm just practicing with Vicki Gordon.
Yes.
This is a felt tip sort of pen. So if you make it thick, it's thick. You can do it thin if you wanted to. I would recommend doing it thinner, because then it's a thinner transfer anyway.
Right, so it's just the pressure that you're putting on.
So, and I thought what we could do is, I love mucking about with stuff and embellishing things. So you could either do this as a pocket on the inside, and your lovely bags with someone's name on the inside or the outside. And I was just playing around with the fabric bundle that comes in, and just thinking, wouldn't that be really nice? If you're making a gift for someone, you could actually do a little embroidered initials.
Yeah, that would be so lovely.
Yeah, and either on the inside on the lining, which looked really rather zhizhy.
Yeah.
Or on the outside, I thought. So that's just a bit of Bonder web on the back of my
the sweet berry, this one. Well, this is the sweet berry. I think this one's called, is this one the beige? It's beige.
You think it's called beige?
It's called beige, but I don't like beige. Let's call it cappuccino.
I call that rich tea biscuit myself. Rich tea. So I thought that just looks really pretty, and it's a really nice way of doing it. You could even make a little pocket if you wanted to. If you've got keep enough of this bit of fabric left over, you could do a little pocket on the outside and put someone's initial on. I think it's just a really nice way of doing it. So the actual transfer pen, it tells you on the back, I mean, I've ripped the box open, so it's in different languages, as we can see, and I'll just read it to you now. You use transparent paper. So this is just ordinary tracing paper. This is actually the circle I used for my gardening bag. So I just grabbed it, thought, oh, I've got some tracing paper with me. Place transparent paper on the pattern, then trace lines with iron-on pen. Yeah. If the pattern has to appear as drawn, turn over transparent paper and trace again the mirror image. So for example, this particular one is the same. Yeah, it doesn't matter. Yeah, it doesn't matter. But so therefore that one, you just need to draw it once and then you just iron it like this. Yeah. With this particular one, you draw your initial, however you want it to be, turn it over, redraw your initial, and then you iron again. Yes. Okay, does that make sense? Yeah. So, what are you going to do?
Do you want me to do? So
whatever
do you want me to trace?
Whatever you fancy. What do you want to do? Is it for you? Is it for just? And also, this is a way of testing because found Vicki hasn't done this before, so she's just having a go. Why not?
Okay, so let's do. Don't mess it up. I'm going to do an L.
And do an L. Okay.
This is for my mum.
Oh
no, I'm not. I haven't done it very neatly.
Doesn't matter. This is paper. Move it along. However you want to.
Okay, yeah, maybe I'll have a go at doing it thinner again.
I'd move it a little bit further along so you're not risking the sort of trace. There you go. So hold that down, do it an L.
This is tracing paper, isn't it?
It's just ordinary baking paper. I mean, I have loads of tracing paper, not only for me, but also for the kids.
This is why you've let me have a go.
Why not? Yeah, not the expensive stuff, Vicki.
I know, I'm scared, I'm shaking.
There, okay, so you've done LG. So what I would say, just to say, if I were going to do this, I'd do an L there and then move the G next to it.
Right, okay.
So I'll just do that quickly.
Yes, please,
just so you can see. For me. That's all right. So we'll just do it like this. What's your mum called?
Louise.
Oh, that's my middle name. So let's do it next to that. Let's do it like that.
Yeah, she's doing it again.
Is Hannah laughing at us?
No, yeah, they're saying, oh, yours was so bad, they're retracing it.
We're not. Anyway.
I'm learning. I said I would.
First time she's doing it, I'm throwing this at her. I came back in and said, you're going to do embroidery. And she's like, yay!
Yeah, I didn't know I was going to be tracing.
So you have it on this side, and then you draw over again. Do you want me to do that?
Yeah.
Okay. So we just draw like this.
I'll have a go after the show when we're not. I think live television is making me nervous.
That's all right. I might have made a bit of a mess on this one anyway. This is just a test anyway. Bearing in mind, if you do thin lines, you'll hardly see it. If you do thick lines, you'll see more. Yeah. But because we're on camera, we're going to do it slightly thicker. You need your iron and your fabric, whichever fabric you're going to do. If you're going to use an embroidery hoop, make sure your fabric is big enough to fit in your embroidery hoop. This is why when it comes to embroidery hoops, it's one of the reasons it's useful to have embroidery hoops,
Thank you.
Out of the way, which are different sizes. So for something like this, you could use a 3 or 4 inch. I have with me, I'm not sure what this one is, probably a 6 inch or something like this. Also wanted to show you very quickly. So this you can see, this is actually with the iron-on one just now. You could, if you prefer, use this one because that will wash out. Mm-hmm. But because we're actually using this without a light box, we're using a transfer pen, you can use this one. So I can show you as well, I ironed this particular one on the, what we call it?
Yeah, this is sweet berry.
Sweet berry.
This is the
You can hardly see it. So I wouldn't recommend using this on that particular fabric of a print like this. I mean, you're not going to see it when you embroider, but you might actually, when you've finished embroidery, but you might struggle to actually see it when you are embroidering. Yeah, so for plain, they recommend using this on a light fabric. You could probably also use it on a dark, to be honest.
Yeah, you'd see that.
Yeah, because you'd still see it. Yeah, because it's this lovely sort of purpley colour.
Yeah.
But this is quite a busy print, and therefore it will disappear. So we've got that ironed on. We've got our little LG, and we're going to get our fabric. So just give the fabric a quick press.
Okay.
I'll just do this. Meanwhile, are you going to use one of those, or are you going to use one from the big bundle earlier? What's your preference?
Yeah, let's do a white. Let's do a white. I think a white might stand out nicely.
Nice. So LG. So bearing in mind, you have now got your image on both sides, and you laying it down so you can see that up because you're actually ironing the other side down. Yeah, the iron down. So press this down and just try and not move it and just hold it.
Just more of a press.
Yeah, more of a press. I'm doing this live on TV, so it'll be a disaster. But we'll give it a try.
It will work.
It will work. Let's just have a look and see.
The pen is going across the bottom, by the way.
There we go.
Iron-on pen. Hey!
Winning today, folks.
There it is.
And you can also see, you can iron it again.
So you can just keep using that same one. How many times could you keep repeating it?
I don't know.
We'll find out.
Well, we'll find out. Keep going. See, and it gets less and less.
Yeah,
so
slightly,
what you could do is you could think to yourself, I don't want it to be as visible. That I'll do one, like press lipstick, that sort of thing, and then do it again. That's a much thinner line, much fainter line. So that is how you transfer. I remember all the. I don't know if you might not have seen when you have the old embroidery patterns used to be printed on tablecloths, and they all or you'd be able to get I remember my mum buying transfer sheets. Yeah. Your mum might have seen some of those as well. We actually transfer sheets. So then you pop it in your hoop, like this, in the middle. Try and make sure your waft and weft aren't at a weird angle. And when you pull them, you pull those straight. So just push it in. This is always a little bit tighter than that. And then you can see, it should sound a bit like a drum. Yeah. And you pull your waft and your weft, which is, in other words, making sure your actual...
the ways.
Yeah, the ways. You're not twisting it. You want it to try and maintain... Whoa! That's what happens when you pull too fast.
So the warp is the upwards thread.
I can't remember off the top of my head.
Or the horizontal.
Can never remember off the top
warp
of my head.
Goes up, and the wefts
up.
goes left. There you go. Well, goes across.
John would be staring at me if I said that. He'd be like, I do not know.
The warp goes up.
I'm not a weaver.
And the warp goes left. Is that right?
Weft, left.
Weft.
You see, that makes sense. You know what? Even if it doesn't, it does now. So you make it nice and smooth, nice and tight. You need to be able to have it like a drum.
Yeah.
So here we go, like a drum. So when you're happy with how that actually looks, this is when you actually thread your thread and decide what you're going to do. So you're going to use the white. Yes. So embroidery thread can be a bit annoying in the fact if you pull one of the wrong one, it all bunches up, and I have done that a few times. Don't even look at that file.
Put that away.
Oh, I just wanted to say as well, I was saying to Adele earlier in the office, you know, I was really pleased because this matched the squirrel. Yeah. I was going through these and I just went, look at that. I mean, look at it.
They all match.
They all match.
Yeah.
I'm determined that every single one over there, it's like some sort of magic bag. It's amazing.
They are the embroidery threads that we did see in Jess's first show at 8 o'clock. So they are available on the web. But this is from brand new embroidery bundle that we've put together.
And this pink, this would be lovely if you're doing like an embroidered face. You've got little black eyes, little pink nose, really cute. So just pull like this and pull it about that long from your hand to your elbow so you don't knot, okay? So about a little bit shorter than that, about there. Okay. And then snip off. And then you can embroider with all 6 strands, or you can embroider with 2 or 4 or 3 or whatever you actually want. When you actually...
So what do you use?
I tend to, as a standard, I tend to use 3 or 4. 6 makes it really quite thick. But it depends on what you fancy.
So do you literally just unravel it?
You just literally unravel it. So if I show you, you can see there are 6 threads in there. Can you see?
Yeah, yeah.
And you want to do, say, 3. Find 3. Where are we? That's 3. And then slowly pull it apart. If you go too fast, it bunches up, which is really annoying. So there you go. And because you get... I'm one of those people that keeps everything just in case. I have so many little bags of little just in case bits of this. So that's your one. You then thread your needle, which is over here. Here we go. We sell embroidery needles, don't we?
Yes, we do. Yeah, they're all on the website as well. Everything all available, but yeah, we do sell embroidery needles. And
you thread your embroidery needle like so. Now, I will show you to start you off. So, have you done any embroidery at all?
No.
Okay, we'll do a back stitch then. Okay. And then I'll thread some other bits and I'll do a little hand thing over there.
Oh, no, show everybody how to do the fancy ones as well.
Okay, well, I'll do those while you do a little bit of stuff.
I can do this after the show. I don't want to...
You know, run away,
I don't embarrass myself.
It's fine. So, back stitch, just so you know. Try and make your stitches a universal sort of length. So sometimes you go a bit long and sometimes a bit short and looks not as tight as it should be, and I have done that a few times, and you have to unpick. So I'm going to go for about 2 or 3 millimeters. So let's just go like that, in through the hole, as before, holding it like this. Make sure you've got a little bit of a tail, just so you can weave it in. And then back stitch. Back stitch, you go into the front and back about 2 millimeters, holding that tight so it doesn't move, and then out of the way. And then you just go along the same sort of distance, like this. And even though this is a white on our lovely rich tea biscuit cappuccino beige, and it is a transfer pen, you can't really see it, to be honest, can you? I mean, you
can't see it. No, I do remember that this is a pen that's not going to come off.
It won't come off, yeah. So,
but you still can't see it.
You can't see. And I have seen a lot of embroidery kits out there where people are actually wanting that look, where you actually have the sort of the black outline and they stitch on top of it, and you can still see it as a feint. It's quite a sort of a look some people go for. So as you can see, when you back stitch, you go up, and then you go down through the hole you've just come out of, the original one. That's a back stitch. Okay, so that is a back stitch. Then
can we just see? There we go. We're just going to have a look a bit closer. There you go. The final results. There it is.
Through the hole and back, like that. Okay, and that's. And you can see on the camera, you can hardly see that sort of lilac, would you call it? Colour. And actually, even if you can, I rather like it. It looks like it's got a shadow to it.
Yeah, it's lovely.
But it is the transfer pen's a really nice way of picking images you actually like without having to reverse them, because you do it on the paper. You don't have to hold it up to a light, or I know sometimes you take things when your arms get really sore. So something like this is a really nice way of doing it, especially if you've got, I mean, we've got our lovely template here, but if it's images in magazines you really like, I mean, even, I was just looking at this, I'm just going to grab this a sec. You see this, it's got the pattern on there. You could easily just draw on top of that and actually have that as a transfer.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. And if you have your, because then this you can't hold up to a window and you know, do that sort of stuff with. So that's a really nice way, holding that on top and just drawing on top. Or if you have printed fabric that you really like as well, you've sort of the Heather Bailey with the outline flowers, you could repeat that in embroidery on the top, which would look lovely, wouldn't it?
That's really good idea.
Really pretty. Yeah. You just do the outline of it, and then you've actually got your own little individual design, which that would look really pretty. Some of those flowers around someone's name, repeated, with the little initials or something. That would look really, really nice. And you've actually sort of repeating the original design of the print.
I don't know where the time's going. We've got about 6 more minutes with you.
Oh, that's fine. Okay, I'll just do this one, and then we'll do some French knots, or we'll do. Are there any sort of stitches you've seen you think, oh, I really like that?
So we're carrying on with the back stitch.
Yeah, we're just doing a back stitch, and then we'll just do the G, and then we can cut it out, and we'll make the little sort of pocket, the little tab. With the tab, there you go. With the actual tab, that is just the embroidery, the image. Yeah. And then once that's done, I then cut a bit of Bonder web, a little bit bigger than what I wanted, the size I wanted to be cut to. Iron the Bonder web onto the back, because you can iron Bonder web onto the back of embroidery. I've done it, it's fine, it does actually work. You could, if you want to, embroider through Bonder web, but I wouldn't recommend it. It might look a bit weird. And then that is then cut with our lovely pinking shears. We've got these ones here, and we've got these interesting sort of rotary cutter sets that might work, because I think that's got a wibbly wobbly edge. It might look quite interesting.
This is your free gift. If you are a new buyer and you spend over £20, is it? £10. Oh, you only have to spend £10 and you get one of these for free. If you're a new customer, your first order that's over £10, we'll love this. Yeah, you can use this as your pattern. You've also got those, the wibbly wobbly blades. Is that a technical term?
I call it wibbly wobbly. I love those. They're really interesting, aren't they?
Yeah, worth 18
like a pinked edge. And I actually really like the fact you get this design. It's got a sort of William Morris-esque look to it.
There we are.
So I've just done this one, and I've also managed to knot the back. Ignore the back, don't look at the back.
No one will see it. It's just lovely to be able to personalise things, though,
it's the personalising of it. So then you have this, and then I tend to finish off going through the back and then re-thread, but we'll just do a little go across here and show you a, I think we did blanket stitch earlier, didn't we?
Yeah, we did.
Blanket stitch. Okay, so chain stitch. Let's start here. So I've actually done what I don't tend to do, which is go across the back. I wouldn't. I would thread through and go again, because then you can actually see it. And that's just my personal preference. So I go through here, pull that to one side, back through the hole, and then, so you've got a loop. You're creating a chain. So then go through however far you want it to be, about there. Pull it. You've made a little chain.
Oh, nice. So that's called a chain stitch.
It's a link, yeah, because you're making links of a chain. You can make them bigger, you can make them smaller. Chain stitch looks really nice if you have variegated thread, because then you have a whole sort of, it's sort of like if you're doing plants and things, it looks lovely. You can also, I have seen, you can also, let's just go through about there. It's difficult to do it at this weird angle. Because normally I'm sitting down, I've got the TV on or the radio on.
It's quite therapeutic, actually. I do like embroidery because you don't have to worry about. You can just do it on the go if you're sitting in the car waiting.
I was doing mine on the train. The letters. I did half the letters and some of the bird, squirrel. On the train last night, and then a whole bunch of, I don't know if they were, if any of them are your husbands, ladies, but the whole bunch of guys gone on at Cheltenham have been to see some football match. Really, really nice. Absolutely drunk.
Not Cheltenham,
really
it's the races, wasn't it? It's been Cheltenham's races the last few days.
They didn't look like they were going. They were quite well dressed, but they had been drinking, and they were really like, "Oh, I love you. I'm fine.
Just getting on with my squirrel embroidery."
Fine. I used to work in the city. This is nothing. You're all right.
Yeah, it's been Cheltenham races.
That explains it, because they were very merry, some of them. But very, very polite, it has to be said. Very well dressed too. I couldn't figure out what they were doing in Cheltenham. Of course, races. Anyway, it's chain stitch. That's a chain stitch. So you could prefer, you supposed to go chain stitch all the way around. You can also, if you want to, add little bits of seed stitch. You want to know what seed stitch is?
Yeah.
Seed stitch. Looks like seeds.
Okay.
Just little bits like this. Seed stitch is really nice. The squirrel I did earlier, I don't think I've got it here at the moment, it's out there. Is a bit like this. It's a really nice way of doing something if you've got, say, an outline, say a heart. And you have that as your outline, so you don't decide to iron that onto your fabric. And then you have lots and lots of little seed stitches.
Oh, yeah.
Coming from the outside of that.
Pretty.
So this is all open, and you could even put someone's little name in there if you wanted to. I'm going to try and do an upside down G. No, I'm not. Okay, let's give it a go. Elsa.
That way round.
I have no idea.
This is why we supply templates. The template bundle, $5.99. We've had a message, by the way, from Christine. Hi, girls, loving the show. I've decided to have a go at making a baby bag with a long zip fastening, as Jess makes it sound so easy. So easy.
It is. I mean, let's just get it out so you can have a little look while I do this bit off. Doing the long zip is really easy. And as you can see, I mean, part make bag. There you go. It's really easy to do. The zip itself is simple, and then you attach whatever gusset or whatever you actually want to. You may decide you want to do a zip all the way around.
Yeah,
whatever you want to do. It's a really easy, but yeah, I also like the idea, if you did this bag, you could also do a way where you can, you're right.
There's so many possibilities.
There's possible. I like designing lots of different stuff, and there's you wait till the wedding issue comes out.
Oh, I know.
Ooh, I had fun with that.
I'm so excited.
That's coming out.
Make everything for my wedding.
This next one, that's the one after, but yeah, you're gonna love it.
So the seed stitch.
The seed stitch. Congratulations on getting married, by the way.
I'm not married yet, not just yet.
But getting married.
Yeah, I'm going to have to start making everything for my wedding.
Oh, it's so much fun.
Got a year.
A year, oh.
Ages.
You're going to make everything. Where you'll be like, oh, I'll get around to it. Oh, I'll get around to it in the final month. Mad panic. So this is seed stitch. You can see they're just going in different, same sort of size, going in different directions. Really nice way of doing it in lots of different colours. Yeah. So if you're doing, say, round.
So is it just random little stitches?
Random little stitches. And you tend to do, if you're sort of making something to stand out, you tend to do thicker, loads more towards the outside. That'd be like a quite thick outline seed stitch, and then just scatter out. So imagine you've sort of dropped lavender on the floor, something, there's a big pile, and then it scatters out. That's what it looks like.
That's a lovely effect.
It's a really nice effect. So that's a really pretty way of doing things. And then, of course, we then have our French knots. So French knots.
Okay. We've got time for, I think, one more.
Okay. And then I can do colonial knots, which is what Jo does on her toys. So 1, 2, down through the hole just a bit further away from the original.
Is this what Jo Carter uses for the eyes?
No, this is a French knot. That's French knot smaller. Colonial knots, I'm trying to remember how to do them because I just said I'll do it and I can't remember. It's a figure 8. So it comes out and you go round like a loop. trying to remember. I might have to forget this one, folks, as I'm trying to remember how we do it because it's been a little while. Forget that.
Don't worry. Yeah, it's fine. We've run out of time. We've run out of time just in the time. We're going to go and have a look at the bundles.
Okay,
Thank
cool.
you
No worries.
so much. Thank you.
Right,
Thank you very much. And I will be there for all of my embroidery lessons for our wedding. Thank you, Jess. Okay. So, no, I don't. Where's my embroidery bundle?
Here we are, and the white. Where's the white?
Thank you.
There's the white.
And could I have the template?
Yes, you may. Oh,
Thank you.
That's your posher one.
Oh, yeah.
There you
There's
go.
a nice clean one. Thank you. So, your embroidery bundle, it's there on the screen anyway. It's $5.99 and 3 colours that we think are going to be used so much anyway. You've got the white, the black, and this lovely pink. It's like a rose pink. It's stunning. So, there's your skeins, anchor, or skeins. Skeins or skeins? Skeins or skein. Potato, potato. $5.99 for 3 skeins, skeins. I'll just say them all. Cover all bases. And then your templates as well, which is just perfect to personalise. You can use it for this project. You can use it for so many projects. I mean, Hannah's just said pencil cases, but you could do it for anything, couldn't you? Personalise all of your projects. Our bundles. Now, the only one that includes the zip now, as the Tom Holtz has sold out, is Tim. Tim Holtz has sold out. We have Heather Bailey. I love this. It's very retro, isn't it? If you do want to re-watch the show where this was being demoed, then you can go onto the YouTube. We've actually demoed it twice. We've demoed it on the 9th of February and the 3rd of March. So you can watch back the show on YouTube. One of them is with Jess, and the other one I think is with, did you say Bex? I'm not sure. Yeah, $37.99, 2.5 meters. So you get 1 meter of Heather Bailey. You get 1 meter of turquoise and 1 meter of bright, half a meter of bright orange. Plus, this is the only one now that includes your heavy duty zip. So your big included into this bundle. You can have them separately. They will be underneath on the website. If you're watching online, then you can see underneath the screen. And the thread. Now, we do only have 5 of those. They will sell out before the end of today. They will sell out. So there we are, with the instructions as well. Adidas Sitar, so the one that Jess was demoing. And I must say, just have a quick, brief look at the instructions, because you have all of the ingredients. It's just like following a recipe, isn't it? And of course, Jess has written this herself. So it's very, very comprehensive. And all of your templates so that you can photocopy them and use them again. Lovely quality instruction set though there. Now the fabric, Adidas Sitar, you have the Sweet Berry. Sweet Berry is lovely. John Scott's favourite Adidas Sitar. So you get 1 meter of that. You get 1 meter of the port. And you get half a meter of rich tea biscuit. We're going to call it that. And 1 meter of the port. The thread and the instructions. Heather Bailey. Heather Bailey. This is, oh, sorry. No, it's not Heather Bailey, is it? Here we are. I can't think who it is. No, this is Heather Bailey. It'll come to me in a second. Beth Studley. 1 meter of Beth Studley. But as Jess was saying, you could actually transfer some of this and then put that onto your pockets. Lovely. So you get 1 meter of your Beth Studley, you get 1 meter of your fuchsia, and 1 meter of your bright, half a meter of your bright orange. Pink thread, instructions as well, and then the final bundle, just very quickly we'll run through. The stitch, I still can't say it, Stitch Star, why am I trying to say it? 7 Berry, your Sashko inspired fabric. And it's that Stitch Star, I will say it. You've got also the 2 different blues, Marine and Azure, 1 meter and half a meter of the other darker blue, the blue thread as well, and the instructions. We made it right. So coming up, we have got a chance to kit out your workroom with all of the latest gadgets. So don't go anywhere. We are back on just the other side of this.
Follow us on Instagram. Search for our Sewing Quarter page and follow us to get our latest posts. Sewing Quarter have an exclusive, amazing price for our viewers on the Elner Expressive 920 sewing and embroidery machine. This ultimate machine is the perfect investment to help you enjoy sewing, quilting and embroidery like never before, with a range of impressive features to help you every step of your project. This ultimate machine is the perfect investment to help you enjoy sewing, quilting and embroidery like never before, with a range of impressive features to help with every step of your project. This top-of-the-line machine truly has the wow factor, with an embroidery speed of 1,000 stitches a minute and a large hoop size, making embroidery a breeze. The high-resolution touchscreen allows you to create your own stitches and designs, and it also has an automatic needle threader for ultimate ease. The machine also includes 10 fonts for monogramming, 13 one-step buttonholes and a variety of over 400 stitches. You'll be spoilt for choice. It also has an expansive bed space to allow for quilting and larger makes, to make it the machine you can't live without. Elner Expressive 920 sewing and embroidery machine means you won't be able to wait for your next make. Head over to our website to find out more about our amazing exclusive price on this fabulous machine. On Saturday the 17th of March, tune in and join master quilter Victoria Peat as she makes a beautiful farmhouse quilt designed by Lynn Goldsworthy. This Red Village farmhouse quilt is made from gorgeous rich red fabric and floral creams and is adorned with quaint quilted houses. Victoria will be showing us how to make this quilt using foundation paper piecing and 2 interlocking blocks. We've got everything you need to make this quilt, with all the fabric, wadding, backing and binding included in a handy bundle. So sit back and relax as Victoria gives you all of her tips and tricks for this stunning make. So get ready to start quilting on Saturday the 17th of March at 9 AM, only on Sewing Quarter Freeview Channel 78 and Sky Channel 678. Follow us on Instagram. Search for our Sewing Quarter page and follow us to get our latest posts.
I don't know how it's 11 o'clock already. It's gone so fast, hasn't it? And we are here, ready to kit out your workroom with all of the fancy gadgets. I was at the sewing show yesterday at the NEC, where I know that we've got a stand, and if you're there this weekend, you might see Tash or John. I know John's been there the last 2 days. But they have all of the fancy gadgets, and so many of them I recognise that we stock here on the show. And we always are inundated with people saying, can you get this in? Or have you seen this? Have you seen this? And we're constantly changing our stock and expanding our stock with all of your favourite gadgets and our favourite gadgets. So, and our experts a lot of times said, look, I use this all the time. You need to get this in. So we've managed to do it. Now, we have got so much to do in the last hour. If there is anything that you've seen, or if there's anything that you're spotting that you want to see, please do get in touch with me. Anyway, I'm on my own this hour, so please get in touch with me anyway. I loved seeing your pictures in the Quilt As You Go show. Yes, please, can we show the email just one last time? If you want to get in touch, send any photographs, or just say hello, please do. It's lovely to hear from you. I'm obviously new to this, and it's great to be part of the Sewing Quarter family, and it really is a lovely community, so I love hearing from you. studio@sewingquarter.com. You've made me feel really welcome, so thank you so much. Okay, right, let's start with the plastic pellets. Now, these are back in stock because so many people use these for, well, door stops, or I'm trying to think, there's loads of different, weighing down your door stops, or weighing down, I'm trying to think. iPad stands, book stands, there's all sorts of use for these, they're grey, heavy pellets. There's a kilogram in weight, but there's no extra charge on your postage. So even if you buy a sewing machine from us, or if you buy some thread or some needles, you'll only pay 1 postage and packaging all day. Even though this is a heavy weight, you get 1 kilogram of grey pellets. Now, these aren't pellets that you can get hold of just anywhere, are they? They're not ones that you're going to walk down your local haberdashery shop and see. Not everywhere stocks them. So this is great for just $6.99, and there's so many in there that you're going to be able to use these for lots of different projects. Or even if you've got them in, you know, if you've got them in any toys or things that you just keep on the shelf that you don't want them to flop over. So we've also got a couple of other options. Now, a lot of people have requested an alternative. Now, we've got an unscented and we've got a lavender scented. We'll start with the unscented. Now, these are ground nut shells, so these can also be used exactly the same as the pellets. But this is, of course, very, very eco-friendly, which we always want to try and bring you as many eco-friendly options as possible. So there you go, whatever you prefer. 326 grams of, this is your ground nutshell, but unscented. So perfect for pin cushions, for door stops. We were making with our Alistair last time, we were doing lots of different bits and bobs as well that we were using filling like this. $9.99, just $9.99. Maybe you're making pattern weights, or there's all sorts. Again, if you ever need filling for toys, then this is lovely. So you've got the unscented, or I would like this to make some pouches. You can make lovely pouches that you put in your wardrobe or in your drawers, couldn't you? So these are lavender. So they smell absolutely beautiful. $10.99 for the lavender. Again, same weight, 326 grams. That's 11.5 ounces of ground nutshell. Very eco-friendly. And if you're worried about, you know, if something splits and you've got plastic bits, this is ground nutshell, so it's very safe. $10.99. Now, I can see you've got it in your basket. Please remember that if you do, if you've already checked out, if you've bought something in our Quilt As You Go show, or if you've bought something with myself and Jess, then you will only pay 1 postage and packaging. It doesn't matter how many times you check out. If you're watching and it's 8 o'clock on the repeat on Sky, or if you're watching on YouTube, have a go at taking this home. If you're watching today, if it's today, what date are we? Is it the 13th? 16th? 16th already! 16th of March already. So if you're watching on the 16th of March, you will only pay 1 postage and packaging all day long, no matter how much you buy. Keep shopping. You've opened that order now. Add these to your basket for just $10.99 and check out. Okay. They're always popular. A lot of people putting them in your basket. I can't stop looking at this, and it's right next to me, so I'm just going to talk about this for a minute, because Odeco is brand new to me today. This is brand new to me today. We saw it in the show with Jess at 8 o'clock. We also saw it in the show. I mean, well, we could bring it into the show at Quilt As You Go with the placemats. You could use this for so many projects. Now, what it does, let me open it up. So you paint it on. It's literally, it looks like a glue. It looks like a PVA glue. It's not a glue, but it's a waterproof adhesive oil that you paint on to oilcloth your fabrics. We've tested it out with quite a few of our 100% cotton, you know, and it works fantastically well. You can put 1 coat, or you can put 2, 3, 4 coats. You can keep layering it up, and it will mean that then it's waterproof, so you can just wipe it down, which is great if you're making bibs, or, you know, if you're, like we said about the placemats, or the doggy Quilt As You Go placemats, or makeup bags, toiletry bags, folders. When you think about the opportunities of how you can use this, bunting for anything that you're having outdoors, for the gardening, the knee stool, you are going to use Odeco so much more than you realise, so much more than you think, and it gives it that professional finish. You could even put it onto bags so that you've got, you know, it's not going to mark as easy, or you can wipe it off. If you're like Hannah and you drop your biro pen in the bottom of your bag, if you've got this, you'll be able to wash it. Now, even if you've Odeco, you can still put it in the washing machine and wash it. There you go. So you get 250 ml for just $14.99. My pick of the day. You can use this in virtually every project that we have shown today. I love it, love it, love it. So many projects. I've had a lovely message. Thank you so much, Christine. Oh, it's here on my iPad. Morning all. A morning from Sue in North Wiltshire. No. This is Christine from Wiltshire. Morning from sunny Wiltshire. I was always told to use... Oh, I can't see it all on mine. I was always told to use groundnut shell. Oh, okay. So it was Christina that actually asked us to bring the groundnut shells in. See, this is what I say. So many people get in touch with us and say, right, I've seen this. This is a really good gadget. It's been really useful. We're all a community. We're all a community. We're all helping and sharing. So thank you so much. Okay. Now I love this. This is fab. Now, if you know English paper piecing or embroidery, like we were saying earlier, you can take it on the go. This is fantastic for on the go. It's a thread cutter with a rotary blade, and it looks funky. It looks so cool. I've seen, I have actually seen necklaces that you can get that have got scissors on, but personally, I would be a bit frightened of, sitting down and lean down and you've got scissors. So this is ever so safe, and it just looks lovely. Now, it has got that necklace. Please check your airline. If you're thinking of taking this onto your airline, just check, because different airlines have different rules. But some of them are allowed on planes. So if you are thinking you're going on a long-haul flight and you want to take your English paper piecing, just check with your airline. But this is a lovely gift, isn't it? Really lovely gift. So it will just trim those end threads. A lot of people who go on cruises use these, or holidays, weekends away, or even in your workroom, and you're thinking, I'm in the middle, I'm on my sewing machine, I don't want to lean over to get the scissors, I'm there, you've got it around your neck, it's accessible to use, and it's just $4.99. I think this would be a great gift for somebody, really great gift for somebody. And it comes in this lovely aqua, sort of minty blue with the spots as well. And it's Prim, so we love that brand. Did any of you get with Alistair's show last time he was here, some of the rat tails that he brought on? There was some really, rat tails, I know, not the greatest name. Did you miss it? He had some of the funkiest rat tails that you can use like this. So you could change this and put whatever sort of string you want on. But that's lovely as a gift. They are called rat tails. And there was metallics, there was glittery ones, there was all sorts. It was so cool. So yeah, that's $4.99. And it's always very popular, so we thought we'd bring it back. The groundnut shells, both of them, okay. Christina, thank you so much for messaging back in. She was messaged back in, oh, thank you, so we can see all of your message now. She was always taught to use groundnut shells in pin cushions to keep your pins sharp. There you go, there's a top tip from Christina, thank you. So this is why I love your input. Help, help, help. Hints and tips from all of you. We're all in this together. Okay, so there you go, there's the scented. And we've put the unscented through at the bottom there as well, you can see. Oh, that's done. Yeah, like that, sharing is caring. Oh, let's do this one, the magnet. The extender, this is a really big magnet as well. So if, like us, we have got a huge table like this and you want to just drag something over from the other side, this has got such a strong magnet. I love the fact that it's got a clip on it as well. It's got a clip on it, so you can wear this on your pocket, you can wear this or have it very, very handy, and it's got a telescopic extender. Look at that. So if you've dropped your pins, if you've got mobility problems, or even if, you know, you just want to reach across the other side of the table and you're like me and I can't reach all of this. It's fab, isn't it, for anybody that sews as well. Thank you. Right. So, car keys. And this is really, by the way, this is fantastic, because how big is the weight that this picks up? How big is the weight that this picks up? It's a lot of weight. It is a lot of weight. So, look, can I just show you this in the middle? Because I did this the other time. I hope this works. It does. Look. This is so good. They said, oh, I don't know if it'll do it. I don't know if it's that good. It literally drags it along. How fab's that? So it's so good. Hannah's saying, my granddad and my dad would love this. It's Father's Day coming up. So there you go. This is a great gift. It's got a lovely grip on the handle as well. So it's very, very soft and very comfortable to hold. It's got the clip on the side so you can attach this to your shirt or your pocket, or you can just attach it to yourself. There you are. And it's £4.95. Another great gadget and something that we love. You can... It's great that it just does extend out and retracts back down to a really small size, like a pen. Very useful, isn't it? Very useful. I have a pot of pins. Now, this is the glass head pins, which is great because when you're using this and you're sewing, if you've got plastic heads, they could melt on your iron. So if you do use your glass headed pins, you're never going to have too many pins. It's going to be something that you're always going to need, and glass head definitely the ones to go for. Just £2.49. Now, could I open it to do the bowl? So the bright colours are good because you're going to recognise them against your fabric. They come in a lovely little box. I think it's sellotaped together. There we go. I have to open this properly. They come in a lovely little tin, and you're getting 30. You're getting 30. So this is fantastic. In fact, what I'll do is I'll drop them on the table. If you've got little children or animals, oh, they're stuck to the bottom. If you've got little children or animals, or if you just don't want to sit and pick them all out, at my sewing class, I couldn't see all the pins, you might miss one. So you literally... This is a magnetic bowl. I've stuck it all to the bottom, but you can, of course, also stick it to the middle. I can show it both sides. It's very magnetic. It's fabulous, isn't it? £4.95 as well, another great gift idea. Very quick, very easy. We've done a couple of the magnetic cushions, pin cushions, haven't we? But I like this one because it's a bowl. So then you can also put all of your other bits and bobs in there. It's a little bits and bobs bowl to have on your, good to put your change in, good to put your money in. £4.95. Incredibly strong, lovely colour. The magnet on the bottom as well means that you can also just put it onto, you know, the trolley that we've got. It will attach itself to your sewing trolley if you've got a magnetic sewing trolley like us. There you are. And they're not going to fall out either, just while you're working. I saw somebody actually made a fantastic, lots of compartments to go on a trolley like this. So if you're already full to the brim, normally this trolley is full to the brim, so that's great that it can just literally stick to the side of, if you've got these up on the wall or to the side. There we are. Put Wayne's car keys to the side, won't be stealing his car. Yeah, oh, we love this funky pink lamp. Now, this was a birthday so special, wasn't it? It sold out on the day. It actually sold out on the day. We've had 4? Or what do you mean, 2? This has only been on a couple of times, though, hasn't it? I did it last time, yeah, and I think it was on for the birthday. So, I mean, that's it. I think it's only been on twice. I think it's only been on a couple of times. And there are literally a couple left. Virtually all of them sold in the So Special. We had a couple that went last time I was here. And I just love, look at it. It's always like what sweet's like this, a humbug? No, isn't there a sweet that's licorice all sorts or something? I love it. It's funky that you've got all these trays, and of course they swirl all the way around that you can get all your pins and bits and bobs in there, but they also tidy away ever so neatly. You've got your switch on the front. It plugs into, yeah, it is a mains plug. Does it have a battery? It's a mains plug, isn't it? So it's mains plug. You've got the switch on the front, which is great because the amount of times, you know, I've got my, my bedside light, a lot of the time the switch is on the cable, isn't it? And it can be such a faff sometimes to get behind the desk to switch the light on. Because it's LED, There's no bulbs that need to be replaced. It doesn't get hot, and you've got this lovely flexible neck, so you can actually twist and turn this in whatever way you want to be able to get this. It's natural daylight because of the LED light, great for colour matching, and it reduces your eye strain as well. So a really, really great LED hobby lamp. But I just love the colours. I think this is so fun. It's so modern. The black and pink go really well together. And it's $19.99, another great gift for somebody, with all of your compartments as well. Or treat yourself and kit out your workroom. Give it a nice bit of a fresh look. If you can only work in the evenings, that's what's great about the daylight bulb, isn't it? If you're only working in the evenings, or you want to be doing your colour matching from day to night, if you're matching up colours, then this is perfect because you're going to get that consistency and you're going to get that daylight. So, and it doesn't get hot. Perfect, perfect, perfect. Sue, hello Sue. Vicki, great show. Love your bubbliness. Thank you. Loads of people always call me bubbly. Oh, bubbly. Any idea when you'll get a Prim ironing rulers next in stock? Thanks, Sue. We'll follow it up. Sue, we're going to follow it up after the show and we can let you know. I believe they are on reorder. In fact, they are on reorder at the moment, so they should be back in soon. Sue, tune in tomorrow morning and we'll be able to hopefully let you know. Everybody's at the sewing show at the NEC today, so it's very quiet in the office, but we'll do our best, and if we can find out, we will let you know. But it is on reorder, so it will be coming in soon. Thank you for your message anyway. It's lovely to have your company. Yes, we use these here. We haven't got them on today, but we do use these on the set, don't we? So these are your wall hangings, wooden wall hangings, and they've got that marble inside. So it's not going to damage your quilt. I know that you spend so much time. My sewing teacher at the moment, she's just made this gorgeous silk quilt. And she's saying she doesn't even want to put it on the bed because she doesn't want it, so she's going to display it. But these are going to be perfect for her because of that marble. You're not pressing anything, you're not clipping anything. They just sit so beautifully. And they're great, they look lovely. You could paint these whatever colour you want as well, can't you? Neutral. They don't take away from the quilt or wall hanging that you've made. They are neutral, but you could paint them. We change our quilt most days, so we have these that we use them on the set, and they're great because if you want to change it seasonally or daily, then you can just keep changing them. I honestly think that quilts are pieces of art. They are not just something that you display, whether you use them to snuggle up on the sofa or on a bed, but they are works of art. It's nice to see them hanging out when you've spent hours and hours on them. So there you go, screw into the wall, the size that you want, and there you are. They are very self-explanatory. They just are quilt wall hangings, practical, practical. And $10.99 is such a small price to pay when you've spent so much time and skill and effort on your beautiful artwork. Or, you know, maybe you know somebody that has spent a lot of time on their quilting, and they made you a quilt even, and you want to get them a gift. So this is lovely. They're available at $10.99. Just an update on the lavender scented ground nut shell. Very limited now. There's a lot of people who've got it in their basket that haven't yet checked out. Be careful because it's limited, extremely limited. We're down to 11. 11 of these left, and then we will have to reorder them. And as Sue got in touch with us asking about something else, we will reorder, of course we will, but they are relatively new here. So I don't know when the next time that we're going to be able to air them will be. If you're after them for a project that you're making at the moment, grab them while they're here. There's only 11 left. It's great that it's a resealable bag. So if you've taken some out, I'm not going to open it. I'm not going to cut it. So you cut along the line, and then you've got that resealable bag, which keeps them smelling beautifully fresh as well. And top tip from Christina. Christina said the ground nut shells are great for pin cushions because they sharpen your pins as well. So there you are. I love sharing knowledge. Come, get in touch with me. Tell me more. Tell me more. Pattern weights. Now this is great if you've got delicate fabrics. If you don't want to pin anything and you want to keep it in place, you don't want to make holes, or you know, this is great because they do not leave marks. If you do a lot of dressmaking, you've got to draw around the patterns that you're tracing it off. These are perfect. They are heavy weights. Oh, I know, those days that we're going to be working with the window open when the snow isn't going to be blowing through all the rain. We will have summer or spring. I know it sounds like it's going to be quite a while away yet, but no, it's around the corner. And these are going to be great. If you've got the window open or the air conditioning on or the fan on, you're not going to be losing your projects or your patterns or your instructions. If you're following instructions, just use it. It's to make sure that you get that accuracy. Can you see this picture here? You can literally get this right against your seam allowance, and it's not going to move. It is not going to move. They are heavy weights. How does it say how heavy they are? So you get 4 in that lovely pink as well. I tell you what, they are heavy enough. Don't worry. You don't need to, they're not going to be an exercise at the gym, but they are a great weight that they're not going to move. Don't worry, you don't need to be training or Mr. Muscle to be able to lift them, but they are a great weight that they're not going to move your projects. There we are. And they're lovely in pink as well, aren't they? I think Prim do blue and pink, I think, but we just got the pink available. They're lovely. Iron cleaner. Oh, right, now, last time I saw this, I was thinking, I am guilty of never cleaning my iron. I didn't know you should clean your iron, but you know, if you get starch or rust, mine, I don't, if I'm honest, I don't really look at the bottom of my iron. And when I saw this, I thought, I'm gonna have a look. Mine was black, it was awful. So I had a look on the website, and there was a forum, and somebody was saying, what's the best one to use? And they said this, and they used this on an iron that, trust me, you would want to throw it out. You would say, get rid of it, get rid of it. I know I spend a lot of time Googling the best things, don't I? Iron cleaners. But this lady, it was interesting. I think she used it probably 4 coats or something. She used it a few times and it was like new. It was like new. And she said she'd had this iron for 15 years. Use it in a well-ventilated room because it doesn't smell great, but it is effective. So you literally, like a Pritt stick, you just put it onto your iron. It will say on, I'm just going to, is it a damp cloth? Lightly wipe off immediately with a dry cloth, with a clean, dry cloth. And then you can repeat if necessary, but this is just a great one to just have. It's not going to take up any room, just have it in your drawer. If you've been using Bondaweb on your family iron, it's great. You don't want to then go and do the most expensive dresses with it. So no, I would definitely get one of those. And it's just $2.99. Frame check. This is, oh, do you know the amount of times, here we are, the amount of times that I have thrown away clothes because they've started to fray. And now, you needn't worry. Just cut off the end, put a bit of this like glue, like super glue, along the edge, and you're not going to get a fray. How fab is that? It's $5.49, 22.5 millilitres, but it's Prim again. We love Prim. If you go onto their website, they're fantastic because they do give you full demonstrations and often videos as well of how to use it exactly, but you can go online and see their video demonstrations. This is a really good project. If you've got an overlocker, Hannah's telling me that Amanda always uses this actually when she's quickly securing the end of our overlocking threads. That makes sense to you, so there you go. There's a tip from Amanda, £5.49. Yeah, read all the instructions that come with it as well. £5.49. There we are. There's so much. So, non-stick pressing sheet. Now, if you love a plique, if you do a plique, then this is great to put over the top of it to press your fabrics together. What were you saying about John? Does John love this? Yeah, he loves this product. John loves this. It's fantastic for a plique or for, you know, lots of different projects. When he first saw it, if we're being quite honest, Hannah's saying that he was like, why would you buy it? There's no point in buying it. But then he used it. You need to use it. When you use it, you will not look back. It looks just like a piece of plastic. There you are. Can you see it? It's going to protect your iron. If you are doing any applique or using Bondaweb, then it is going to protect your iron. It lasts as well. It isn't something that you use once and throw away. This is something you're going to use and use and use again. And it is fantastic to bring those fabrics together with applique. You can just peel anything off of it and use it again. So that's fantastic. It's protecting your iron if you're using your family iron or your ironing board or you're ironing your ironing mat. So there you are. That's a great one to have hold of as well. And as I say, John Scott, we all know, John Scott would say, look, he wouldn't use it or use this. He really recommends that, really recommends it. Let's do a scissor sharpener. This is something that Fiskars is very, very well known. I saw it and I thought, do you know what, it doesn't look very inspirational, but it's so practical. So literally just open your scissors, put them in, and like a knife sharpener in your kitchen, it will sharpen your scissors, which there's nothing more frustrating than when you're trying to get that lovely neat edge or neat cut through your favorite fabric, which you've really spent, a considerable amount of money on your favorite fabric, and then your scissors are blunt and it's just fraying. It's not great. You might spend a lot of money on your dressmaking scissors and therefore you want them to make them last. You're not just going to keep buying more dressmaking scissors. Of course, naturally, they are going to blunt over time. So this is a great little device to have in your workroom, sit on the desk, ready to go. And it does what it says on the tin. It is your scissor sharpener. So there you are. Practical and perfect. Okay, let's do can we do this? So, this is Prim again. There's a couple of turning tools that we've got available, but this is Prim's turning tool. Now, you get 3 sizes. So you get this one. Let me put them together so it makes it easier for us to show you. So you get 3 sizes in this pack, which is great for handles, like whether you're doing your bag making, if you're doing handles, if you're doing button loops, if you're doing little arms with your toys, your Joe Carter toys, whether you're doing Tilda toys. It's going to be fantastic for so many different things that you're just going to need to turn out. Now, it's very, very easy to use. You get the large, you get medium, and you get small. So what you do, shall I show you? Oh, we can show you the packet that it comes in. There it is. So you get the Prim packet with 3 different sizes. So what you do, it's a cylinder that is open. You put it into whatever you need to turn out, push it to the end, and then you get the corresponding, the larger stick, and literally poke it through. Push it all the way through. It's hard to do this without moving so much. There we go. Push it all the way through. Pull it, pull it, pull it. And whilst that stick's still in, you can also just get all your corners. There you are. And there you are. It's turned out very, very easily. How useful. And you can do it, it's very time saving, and you can use it for, so you've got the large, but you've also got the tiny, tiny, tiny ones. So you can turn out, they're the fiddly ones, aren't they? To try and really turn out your, even, like your button loops. Rouleau loops. The back of wedding dresses, to do things like that. That's going to be really handy, but you've got all 3 in the kit anyway. So there it is, £7.99 for the 3. There is the kit. Oh, brilliant. Jane's already got the lamp. She says she loves it. She got the lamp, the pink lamp, on the birthday show. Lovely show. Vicki, well done, Jane, and your... Thank you so much, Jane. Thank you, Jane. There's only 2 left of the pink lamp. There's 2 left, that's it. If you do want the pink lamp, which is so funky, and Jane loves it, on camera, because I did see this on the birthday show, I mean, it looks vibrant, but it's so funky, it's so vibrant. It's going to look lovely, isn't it, in your workroom? And I just love the storage. You can never have enough storage for your bits and bobs, your wonder clips, your pins. your bits and bobs, your spare thread, as Jess said, you've always got that little bit of spare thread that you're thinking, right, that'll come in handy, I'll pop it in there, and then that will tidy away nice and neatly. The LED light, there's no point me even talking about it anymore because there's only one left. There's one left. If you want it, it's there. This is cool. It's literally clipped to the table. So this is another lamp option. My word, this is bent. Look at that. Whoa, it's bendy. So, again, it's an LED light. Oh, sorry, I was too impressed by that. It's quite sad, isn't it? I was like, wow. So, there you go. If I hadn't mentioned already, it's got a 360 flexible arm. So it's got 3 light levels. I can't really show, can I? So this is one that plugs into your mains, isn't it? You've got the, it's a USB connection. Fantastic. So it's a USB connection. So it's great for your sewing machine if you've got your laptop or something nearby, or even, you know, obviously your iPhone charger or other phone chargers available. But then you've got this touch to turn it on. 3 light settings, LED, so you don't need to change the, once again, same as the other one, you don't need to change the bulb. You're not going to get any heat from it. And it's great for the daylight. Yeah, you can use it with a USB plug, so you don't need to have, you know, it's still going to go into your mains. You don't need to worry about having to have it near your laptop. But what's fantastic is you can change the brightness, you can adjust the brightness for whatever you need, and you can clip it. You can clip it. So you can clip it onto the side of your desk. There you go. Clip it onto the side of the desk. Or if you're working on a frame, you know, on an embroidery frame, or some come with the larger frames, but you've got an on and off switch there at the back. On and on and off. There it is. It's really easy to use, and this, yeah, okay, we love the funky pink and black, and it's about to sell out, but if you do just want your neutral one, if that's a bit too bright for you, it's going to fit in any workspace, isn't it? It's going to fit in anybody's home. Okay, the next one. Let's do, should we do the mat? The ironing mat. Now, I know, I love this, that it's actually double-sided, isn't it? This is called the ironing blanket. So you've got this lovely, sparkly grey glittery side. Everybody always asks us about these ironing mats. Everybody always asks us, if you don't have room for a large ironing board in your workroom, or in my workroom, I sound like I'm, I don't have a workroom yet. I'm not an expert like you guys yet, but in my work class where I go to, there's always a queue for the iron and it annoys me. So if I had my little travel iron and this, I could just do it at my own desk, but we all have to queue for the one iron in the classroom. So there you go, if you had your own little mat, you can just take this, roll it up and take it in your carrier bag, in your carry bag that we saw in Jess's show earlier. But also this is great, obviously, because you can line up your seams and press your seams across. So you've got angles and all of your measurements. Please, please, please do not iron on your cutting mat or your desk. This is absolutely perfect because it's going to protect. You've got a great thick blanket here, a really great thick blanket, and it's 90 by 60 centimeters, so it's a big size. It's going to protect your desk and protect your cutting board. An ironing board, they're bulky. I didn't have very much storage in the last place I lived, and I literally had one of those tabletop ones because it just did my head in. So this is perfect, that you can just put this onto your desk. If you're only doing it to flatten seams out for your quilting, then this is perfect. You don't want to put a large ironing board up, do you, just to press some seams? But this is fantastic. So if you're folding over and you want to, yeah, it's good as a guideline. I wouldn't use it as a precise measurement, but you have got the chance to fold it over and press along seams. All of your angles and degrees for your bindings as well. So I'm so pleased that this is back in stock. It's been really, really popular. So to go with the iron, just whilst we're with the iron, here's your silicone iron rest. So again, like your, if you don't want to be taking your big ironing board around, or if you don't want to have to keep putting up the big family ironing board, then this is fantastic. So just have your iron rest, your ironing blanket. There it is. Silicone iron rest. It's practical. It is exactly what it says on the tin. It's an iron rest. It's going to protect your table. We use an iron a lot here. I know in your workroom you'll use the iron. The iron will be on all the time, and the finish is so important to your work. So it's just, I mean, whether you're doing dressmaking or quilting, to get that precision and that nice finish, you will need to use the iron. Not necessarily ironing, but for pressing or ironing, you're going to have the iron on most of the day, aren't you? So there you go. You have your iron rest as well, another one that you can take away with you. It's easy to just take that if you go onto your cruises or you're going onto your holidays. That's easy to take around with you. So much easier to just have this, and your mini iron than taking an iron board. Now, this is a bit scary for me, if I'm being brutally honest. I can't demo it. Where can we see a demo of it? You'll be able to see a demo of it on the website. If you go onto YouTube, we've seen it so many times. The reason that I find this scary is because I think I cannot cut circles. If you are thinking, this is daunting, circle cutting is daunting, get this, because it will make it so much easier. You're only going to pay £2.95, even though this is a really, really big device. Now, also, we've bundled it with a spare blade. You do get a blade in there, but you're also going to get a spare blade as well. So this is to make cutting circles simple. Like a rotary cutter, but cuts circles. So for your bag bases, for, well, we had it earlier on, didn't we? In our gardening bag, there was a big circle. There's so many times that for your quilting, if you want to get that precision, this word keeps coming up. I've heard this word more since I've been here than I have in my life. Precision. I know that quilting and dressmaking is about that precision. So these are the handy tools that are going to give you that perfect circle every single time. $34.99. What a great gift for somebody. That's a really lovely gift. The largest circle you can make is 30.5 centimetres. It goes from 5.1 centimetres to 30.5 centimetres. The great thing is, if you get it right first time, like I said before, you don't want to waste your fabric. You don't, when you've spent time picking the fabrics you want and spending the money on your fabrics, a tool like this is going to ensure that you get those perfect circles. You're not wasting fabric. You're going to get those perfect circles every single time. And bonus, we've bundled it with the spare blade. You know, maybe you need a blade specifically for your PU leather so it doesn't blunt it. It's the same blade as normal. It is the same blade as normal, but you can actually use this as your fabric, or you could have one as your PU. So then, you know, yeah, like your scissors, you always have different blades for difference. Also, if I know somebody asked about the left-handed rotary cutters that we do, and they are ambidextrous. This is also ambidextrous. So if you are left or right-handed, you'll be able to use that. So that's fantastic. So it's not scary at all, is it, cutting circles anymore? When I saw this, I said, oh no, cutting circles I know is daunting. There we are, not with that tool. Next thing. Can we just come back to this, please? Because this is my pick of the day. I have been introduced to this for the first time today. I love it. We've got a photograph. This is from Jane. Hello, Jane. Brilliant. Yes. Do you love it? She's used the eau de coat on this bag. She said she used it, she used a pattern that she found in a book. She eau de coated the fabric. Right. Okay, she said she found it a lot easier to use an eau de coated fabric than she did a traditional oilcloth. So there you go. You can... top tip, if you want to use it, it's maybe easier to work with, and it doesn't leave any residue or any starch. It's just, it all dries. It dries if you can do a couple of layers, and then you can just wipe it all off. No odours, no solvents. I mean, this is transparent as well. I know an oilcloth can be quite thick to work with. If you're working with an oilcloth fabric, you're going through a lot of layers. This isn't as bulky. This isn't as bulky, and it doesn't actually alter the colours at all. It's completely transparent. You get a lovely sort of shine. But I mean, you can use this on cotton, jeans, lace, muslins. So you can use this on lots of different fabrics. The fabric that Jane used, I mean, it may not have been available in an oilcloth, so it's nice to have that choice that you can actually use this on virtually all fabrics, and it's going to give you that waterproof, professional finish. You can use it on everything. It's so practical. Bibs, gardening mats, bags, toiletry bag, makeup bags, folders. I mean, the possibilities are endless. We were saying, I don't know what I wouldn't eau de coat now. I do want to put it on everything. Placemats, doggy placemats. Thank you. What have we not done yet? We haven't done the pen that, let me just grab this. So, oh, why has she left? She's left it for me to have another go at it, hasn't she? Because I did so poorly on my first go round. But this is basically an iron-on transfer pen. Jess used this in the 10 o'clock hour if you want to watch back on YouTube. A lot of you have already checked out after that demo, so you can watch back the demo. She has left it for me to demo again for you, but please just watch back and you'll get a better demonstration. But basically, if you want the marks to stay, use this. If you want them to stay, a lot of the pens that we bring from Prim are either, you know, dissolvable water, they wipe off with water, or air erasable, or you iron them and then they erase when you iron them. This will stay on. So if you are doing transfers for embroidery, this is perfect. It's great for lighter fabrics, also darker fabrics. Not so much for busy fabrics, just be aware. But it was fantastic earlier on when we used it on the embroidery, on the solids, even on this colour, and it almost left like a bit of a lovely sort of lilac shadow. It was really pretty. So here you are. I can show you. This is on one of our Macawas, and you can see it really nicely, but it also just leaves like a bit of a shadow. If you do end up seeing it through your stitching, it's not the end of the world. It's going to look really nice. A lot of people actually do leave it and like the look of it to the side of the embroidery. So that's just $2.99 for the pen. $2.99. Okay, great if you do a lot of embroidery or want to personalise things. I love personalising everything. Now that I'm going to have a good go at this when I come off air later, because I haven't had a go until Jess was like, come on then, doing embroidery on air, live, right now. I was like, oh, I can't even write L. And then she did it for me again. Watch the demo back. It's a good blooper. So I've got the micro stitch tool. Okay. I've got it in and out the packet. So this attaches whatever you want. I mean, a tiny little needle goes in this, isn't it? So this is again something that you don't need to tack. If someone is used to basing and tacking or pinning, gluing, you can say goodbye to glue and pinning and tacking. This will baste between your quilt layers. So you do get black and white refills. And what you do is basically just like you take off the little, you've got to be careful because it's very sharp, but you do get this tiny little needle. There you go, and it will release. You know when you have tags on your clothes, it's basically that, isn't it? So you can put that through the 3 layers of your quilt, or as many as you want. It depends how secure you want it to be before you start your quilting. So there you go. Let me show you what it will come out like just on the end of my finger. I'm not sure whether you can see. They don't then damage the quilt. So you can then snip them all out, or you can pull them out once you've quilted through. So this is a really handy little, yeah, it's another option. Honestly, some of the, or let me put the cover on the end because it's very sharp, isn't it? There we are. So it's another great gadget. I know a lot of people love to get the easiest sort of, it's not bending the rules. This is just making it easy, making it simple. There's so many options with the tools. there isn't a right or wrong, or there isn't a, it's whatever you find easier. And I know so many people, who is it? Is it Angie? Angie advised us to get this one in. So it was thanks to Angie that she said, definitely get this in. There's a lot of other people use the 505 basting spray, the banana clips, but a lot of people as well. Angie was the one who said, I use this and it's brilliant and I wouldn't look back. So there you go, and you've got all the instructions on the back as well. It's just trying something new, isn't it? It's great to try something new. If you've already always hand-basted the layers of your quilt together, then this is something different, something new to try. So let us know how you get on with it. Send in your emails, because we love to read them out when we're showing it as well. So, do you know, this is something where I saw at the show. Just sorry, very quickly, I just saw this picture. You know, I saw at the show yesterday, I thought this is such a good idea. You know, when you've just got basic sort of hats, I want to attach things to my hats. So this is great to just base, I don't know. Like an Easter bonnet. I'm going to make my Easter bonnets. I will put the photo on the Facebook group, and you'll see how many likes I get, Hannah, and you'll be laughing then. You will be laughing. I've said it now, so you'll see my Easter bonnet on the Facebook fan page. Bobbin holder case. Sorry that this looks a bit messy. Look at all these threads. Is this our Wayne? No, you don't get the threads. Don't worry. Don't worry. Wayne's accessorised it, and look, he's made a right mess. Oh, my word, Wayne. I have known Wayne for years, so I can say, Wayne, he's our floor manager today, and he's... What has he done to this? I'm so sorry. But anyway, you don't get the bobbin, so you don't need to worry. You just get a lovely case. You're thinking, I'm so relieved I don't get the bobbins in it, because look what it's done. But anyway, please, the general rule is do not let Wayne organise your workroom. Oh, my word. Could you imagine? So anyway, you've got this lovely case that holds 32 bobbins, and if I were you, Wayne definitely hasn't done this, has he? I'd order them in colour, lovely rainbow colour, so then you can pick them out. Lots of them that you often use to have them there. You know, it's horrible when you're halfway through to unthread the machine and wind another bobbin. When you just want to get going, so it's great to just have these already nice and neat in their case as well. Don't worry, you don't get our messy threads, just the box, which you can hold 32 bobbins. It's prim, again, we love prim, and it's very secure. Great quality, yeah. A lovely star detail. Okay, this is great for embroidery. We've been talking about embroidery a lot because obviously you've got your different strands, which Jess actually demonstrated for us earlier on, the 6 strands in the embroidery thread we saw. But this is like a conditioner. So those of you, yeah, we all put conditioner on our hair, or you may have used beeswax previously. Now this is the magic cube, the thread magic cube. That was the sort of traditional way, but this is a new device that you stick to your sewing machine. We've seen a round one, I believe, in the past, but we advise for hand sewing, but this is great for your sewing machine. This can be attached to your sewing machine. I can show you the images. Here you are, for bobbins. So this can condition your thread, your bobbins, and it would just make sure. I know in the, Wendy was saying that in the summer, when it gets hotter, in the summer, your threads are more likely to snap. So this is going to be lovely that you get that smooth condition, just like your hair, to keep it all nice in conditions. It strengthens and eliminates static as well. It just is making your work easy, simple, more seamless. And there it is, and it will be attached, as you can see on these pictures, to your sewing machine. It just peels off the back and literally sticks on. There we are. You can use it like the round one on your hand sewing, but that's also great for your machine. And once again, $7.99, a nice little gift for somebody. It's like almost like a gel, just like a conditioner. There we are. And you get 2, and you get 2. I have a pointer like this. That's a turner. I saw it earlier on in the trolley, so I don't know where Wayne's put it. This is another turning agent, isn't it? Turning tool. So you can just literally clip it. You've got a clip on the end. It's another product by Prim, which we love. Clip it onto the end, and once again, pull it through. So you've got it's a nice size as well. You're going to be able to fit that through really, really narrow sleeves or tubes, little bag sleeves, or not bag sleeves. There we are, handles. It does the job. It does the job. It's going to save a lot of time folding and turning and turning and turning and turning and turning, and it's got a lovely end that, again, you can get all of the edges nice and clean. So there we go, that's $3.99. Can we have a bit of a recap again on the lavender? Have been very, very popular. So have the unscented, but lavender. I really like the idea of having these as little pouches. If you saw Alistair's show, he did some for Mother's Day. He did little pouches that you could literally tie on your hangers or put in your knickers drawer, and they'll smell lovely, lavender. $10.99. So eco-friendly. And the great thing about groundnut shows, Christina, I'm going to mention you again. Christina got in touch with us and said, perfect for pin cushions because it sharpens your pins. We learned something new. I love our community. Thank you so much, Sewing Quarter family. They do smell lovely, and they're resealable, so it's going to hold that scent. So if you only use a few of them in your pin cushion, you're going to be able to use them for lots of different projects. We're in single figures for those, single figures. The ones that are unscented, eco-friendly. We're always looking for that eco-friendly option. I think there were a couple of our customers that asked to get these in. It's a personal choice. We like to offer you a choice. You have got the grey pellets, but this is something that is natural, obviously, your ground nut shells. That's just £9.99, and you get 11.5 ounces. That's unscented. So if you do want unscented, and in fact, I'm just thinking you could probably add your own essential oils to make your own scent, so you can choose what scents then. So if you want the lavender, brilliant, but you could actually add essential oils to this at home and make your own scent, couldn't you? Maybe some nice like eucalyptus or something might smell lovely. If you want, there we are. If you do want the heavy duty kilogram of grey pellets, great for door stops. These are plastic, so be careful. $6.99, they are heavy. A kilogram, you got a lot in there, and you still only pay $2.95 postage and packaging. It's great. So there you are, your grey plastic pellets. Lots of different projects. Maybe you're using them for your, have you seen Tash's laptop stand? This is really good. Okay. What has also been really, really popular is the scissor sharpener. And it doesn't look much, but it does the job. It's fab. It literally sharpens your scissors. So we all know we have to look after our tools. Maybe you've spent a lot of money on your dressmaking scissors or your pinking shears. You want to make sure you keep them for years. They might be sentimental. I know it's almost like with hairdressers. My best friend, he's a hairdresser, and he has got some really sentimental scissors. So it's really nice to keep hold of those for years and years. If you do dressmaking or quilting, it's just fantastic. Just make sure you still get those same results with them like the first day you open them. Just £12.95 for your scissor sharpener. Okay, quick recap on the ironing mat, or I should call it ironing blanket. Here you have two sides. So you have got one, I'm not sure whether I'd use it as accurate measurements, but it's great as a guideline. It is a good guideline. You've got the angles for your binding, that's the word. Angles for your binding. It's a really nice big mat as well that you're going to be able to get it onto your desk, onto your work table very, very easily. All words have gone. It's Friday. It's nearly 12 o'clock. We made it nearly. Words? So also you've got the other side, which is your lovely sparkly grey. $24.99. It's going to protect your surface, your cutting mat, your oh my word. My words have gone your desk. It's great. You love it. We love it. You always ask what we use here. This is the one that we use, and it's just £24.99. Just in time. Should we do the menu for tomorrow? It's me again. It's me, and I will have words tomorrow at 8 a.m. I'm going to meet Victoria Peat. I've not met her yet. I'm going to feel a bit starstruck because I've watched her so many times. 8 a.m. It's Easter Parade. Fantastic. 8 a.m. Easter Parade. 9 a.m. Victoria Peat will be here with her farmhouse quilt. We've got English paper piecing at 10 a.m. Hannah's favourite. And then 11 a.m. Always very, very popular. You've got the cathedral window cushion. So tune in tomorrow. Remember, this show that I've done is repeated all day long on Sky and also on YouTube. So if you want any information of the show, or if you want to have another look through any of Jess's demonstrations, then you can watch back YouTube Sky all day long. And only one postage and packaging. So keep shopping, keep shopping, keep shopping. A lot of the pieces from this last hour have become very, very limited. So well done, well done, well done. Thank you so much for your company this morning. It's been lovely to be here. I am back tomorrow, live bright and early from 8 a.m. So please do join me then. Thank you from all of us here at the Sewing Quarter family. We will see you tomorrow. Goodbye.
On Saturday, the 17th of March, tune in and join master quilter Victoria Peat as she makes a beautiful farmhouse quilt designed by Lynn Goldsworthy. This Red Village farmhouse quilt is made from gorgeous rich red fabric and floral creams and is adorned with quaint quilted houses. Victoria will be showing us how to make this quilt using foundation paper piecing and 2 interlocking blocks. We've got everything you need to make this quilt, with all the fabric, wadding, backing and binding included in a handy bundle. So sit back and relax as Victoria gives you all of her tips and tricks for this stunning mate. So get ready to start quilting on Saturday the 17th of March at 9 a.m, only on Sewing Quarter Freeview Channel 78 and Sky Channel 678.